Welcome back. So let's recap last session as it was 2 weeks ago. It started with the Hydra fight, which y'all had a rough time going. Poor Firebeard suffered the worst of it all. But you ended up being successful, walking away with, I believe it was 11 Hydra heads? Something like that. 11 Hydra heads. You found a batch of Hydra eggs. Look at all of it rhyme. At which Firebeard decided to keep one and destroy the rest. And where did Sturgans go? So.
The voice modulator software.
Ah.
Oh, I thought he died.
There he is. Welcome back.
Koromon doesn't die. Koromon just takes very bloody and very long naps.
Well, he broke his audio playing with his thing.
So y'all ended up leaving the cave with the Hydra egg tucked into. Let me switch the server over, Sturgans. Okay. Hydra egg tucked into Firebeard's beard. You guys made your way to Railport, where you encountered the wonderful wall and guards, who forced upon you a pair of tests to determine if you were in fact who you said you were, or if you were more changelings trying to sneak into the city, or mimics, or anything else that can shapeshift, as they've had a very bad spree of luck in this small isolated town for shapeshifters trying to sneak in and ruin things.
We learned that Koromon was also a gnome.
Koromon is also a gnome, apparently.
Elrod failed once, and then took it 2 more times.
Yeah. I see Sturgans' thing lighting up, but I don't hear him.
Neither do I. Make sure you're enabled in your software. Damn it, Strugs. Now is not the time to do science.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Now we can.
There we
so
go.
What I was saying is that you guys didn't learn that I was a gnome. I was in the room with a goblin by myself, and I was trying to fuck with him. I was trying to fuck with Seth.
They were a gnome.
And then he was like, "What race are you?" And I'm a 7'7" Goliath, and I'm like, "I'm a gnome."
There was sarcasm in my voice there.
I don't think the rest of the
Dorn was in there.
Yeah, I agree. Wait, hey, hold
Hey,
on.
I don't think of him that way. Anyway,
Yeah, and the Rod is bisexual, by the way. He's like,
it hasn't been confirmed nor denied.
So the first...
He's not just bisexual. He's pansexual.
yeah, he's pan. He's ultra-sexual.
The first pair of tests all went very successful except for one, which was claimed to be Elrod's.
Yes.
And after so much... No, there goes a naked baby. After some... No, don't go in your playhouse.
I can't get her.
Why can't you get her?
Because naked babies have +6 to speed.
Hang on, guys. I'll be right back.
And they're all greased up in Koromon's fucking lube, so you can't catch them either.
Oh God, no!
Keep the babies out of it.
Gun emoji.
I feel like those should be ways to boost your babies in Bears vs. Babies.
You're never gonna catch me.
Welcome, Weasel.
Wait, forget about it.
I need to unmute him. I muted him manually. Because he left... There, you're unmuted. You can talk now. You were muted because you left your thing in chat, so I muted it just in case. Welcome back. Now him. So yeah, Arad's test failed, and they claimed him to be a shapeshifter, but after much put back from you guys and another set of tests, it was proven that it was a false positive. You guys left, but Dorn left quite hastily, demanding y'all all head to somewhere such as the inn to find a private area to speak. Because something has concerned Dorn or gotten his attention. And that is where we find ourselves now. You find yourselves in the small tavern room here. On the outside of it, sitting in the main tavern. Hey, mute your notifications.
Is that center?
Yes. This is Altarian Sports Center, the latest gladiator champion.
You don't need to.
Talos.
You guys find yourself in a small private celebration room. Outside of that room, there is several bar patrons, people in there. Weasel, your character, finds himself sitting on a table just outside this private room. You saw this group of adventurers who all match the description that your quote-unquote boss gave you about the people you were supposed to find, and they all went hurriedly into this small private room, and they locked the door behind themselves. They seem to be in some kind of situation, and the door's locked. There's no way in. And you mentioned there was something you wanted to attempt when I told you what was going on.
One thing for the record, Talos did cast silence on the room.
I know.
Affects me what to do.
Let me get through the story.
Talos casts silence.
George, sorry.
Well, never mind. I don't need to know what you're gonna do, Weasel, because they just spoiled it for me.
Well, there you
What?
So, Weasel and his traveling partners decided there was such a ruckus they were going to attempt to just kind of eavesdrop and see what all was going on because of the description that matched. But you no sound seems to be coming from that room at all. Like zip, it's pure silence. So you're not unfortunately not gonna be able to get anything out of that. And while you're logging into Roll20, we're gonna go ahead and get started on everything else. If you need the link, let me know.
Yeah, I'm trying to find stuff.
It should all be in your channel, bud.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to figure this stuff out. How do I get started?
You're fine. Oh, you don't have the link. Let me pop out and get you the link real quick. Hold tight, guys.
Does anyone else hear like a tapping noise?
Sounds like a wooden heartbeat.
Yeah.
Yeah, here too.
Oh, okay, so it's not just me. Wait,
Yeah.
stop.
It's all in your head.
Oh god.
Hey, we were just agreeing with you to mess with you.
Okay. Shay, in your channel, I've pinned your spell sheet. It's under the pin, and I've just re-linked the link to the game in your little chat channel. That is Weasel.
What is a weasel?
It's an animal.
Oh yeah.
You still.
Okay,
A couple of those.
but moving back onto you guys. We find yourselves in this small room. Dorn and all of us has finished casting a silence spell. I take it away to y'all.
The spell clicks into place, and he just kind of turns around and looks over. He goes, "Okay, spell's up. Time for a tea." Before we start, anybody want to own up to anything?
I would. Guys, I know I've been traveling with you guys a long time. I feel like we need a name for the group. Like, we can't just, like, we've been around for a while. What are we going to be called? Like, the mighty, like, six? I don't know.
Oh my god.
What?
I've got an
Excuse
We
me?
idea.
need a name.
I've got an idea. It's
You
a
do?
great
What?
name. It's
Okay,
called
what's your name?
the Lone Rangers.
What?
Ironic.
What?
No.
We'll put that one
mighty.
in our back
It's
pocket for
fearsome.
later.
It's fucking awesome.
Okay, well
I don't-
that's
I don't
topic
think
2 then.
That's
We're-
how
That's
being
topic 2.
lone works.
Oh, that wasn't what? you were
Jordan
bringing
told
up?
Elrod what Jordan told Elrod his thing, didn't he? Oh, okay, I thought you told me.
Jordan told nobody anything.
Yeah,
He just kind of
very
said, "We're going over here."
I know. I think I know he wants to talk about that. Okay.
Wait, so what are we talking about then?
The failed blood test.
Not a shapeshifter dog.
Yeah,
You know that.
we got him out of that.
I mean, I've known one. That doesn't make me trigger a positive on a test. That'd be preposterous.
Well, of course not. You're a half elf. I watched. Passed the
Yeah.
test. Everything's done. Everything's good. However, the person that swapped the samples, you know,
Eh?
that needs to be.
Who did that?
Did
Pardon?
Doran, explain yours. What do you mean swap the sample?
Get on with it, Dawn. Elrod kind of narrows his eyes.
Well, I saw Ayleth switch the two samples. I was hoping that we could be a little honest among friends in a contained environment, but
Ayleth?
Did you?
Why would you
Why?
do that?
Why?
I didn't know such thing.
Full of bluff.
absolutely friggin' not.
Who's rolling bluff?
Aelith.
I am.
Are you lying, Elrod? Or trying to lie?
I was asking if I meant if it was Dorn or Ayleth. What's that against?
It is against diplomacy, but Doran, you get a bonus to it.
And he gets a bonus from me.
Bonus against what I saw.
No, for your diplomacy. If you
Well, let me rephrase that. Doran doesn't have to make a roll. Anybody else who wants to challenge it has to make a roll.
Everyone?
Anybody else who wants to.
how would I do so?
Go into your character sheet and click on.
It's insight.
Oh,
There,
insight?
that's what I meant.
Oh, insight? Sorry, I messed up the.
Alright.
Holy shit, Kovan!
Koromon is
Whoops.
fooled as fuck.
Holy
Well, why would
This
she-
seems legitimate.
She did nothing wrong.
Why would she do that? I haven't done
Well,
anything to hurt her.
Hold on, wait. Does a tie? Who does the tie go to?
Roll, I don't know.
Both
Just call
me
You
and
gotta
Aelith-
re-roll.
Insight and
many
deception
times
don't
did
work. Insight and deception don't work like that. It's more of a level of how much the truth
attack.
and stuff is seen. Kovan, you're very skeptical of what she's saying. You've known Dorn a lot longer. That helps.
Aelith, you know, I mean, we've been through a lot, but I'm hesitant to trust your word over Dorn, and it seems like Dorn has nothing to. Why would Dorn lie about this? It gets him nothing.
Exactly. He knows me well. I only do things for profit.
And to summon demons, but that's another story. Anyway,
Elrod looks uncomfortable.
Aelith, like, look, we won't judge you or anything like that. I think it's just we're trying to get everything out on the table here. Why did you switch the vials?
I have my reasons. This place makes me uncomfortable.
Okay. Would any of those reasons endanger our stay here, where we may need to know about them? Like, you know, if something happens where, you know, maybe we need to bust you out of jail, like we almost had to Elrod.
But I should hope not. Could be that they remember me and my ilk.
I almost put a man's head up another man's ass because of your lie.
I
was
almost went
really
to
hoping that
jail.
would happen.
Why me? Elrod looks hurt.
Well, because I knew that you would pass the test.
Yeah, but if you had told us, we could have helped you.
There's no need for secrets here.
If I told you, are you sure that you wouldn't do anything?
I work with demons. I think you, as a presumed changeling, are fine.
No one is going to hurt you, and yes, no one is going to hurt you as long as I'm around.
And Aelith, we all.
But I
have
need
our
to make sure you're
secrets.
not going to stab me in the spine.
We all have our secrets, but I draw a line where it could, you know, endanger the group or, you know,
at very least put you in danger. What if you had been caught switching the sample?
I mean, clearly I was.
Well, but
Thankfully,
I mean,
it was by
someone.
us.
Yeah, by us, thank goodness. But what about next time something happens or something? Like, who do we have to make a test on the way out? I don't know.
Or even more realistically, if we're fighting some magical being that has an effect on creatures with such magical origins, such as myself and Ayleth, if anything would happen that would possibly change your appearance, and we don't recognize you in the heat of battle, something could go wrong.
A very good point. Okay. Do you promise that you will not do anything? That you will not act rashly?
Yeah, you can stand by me. I'll
Uh,
make sure they don't.
you in particular.
I
Me?
never asked rashly at all, ever.
Why me?
Okay, I'm gonna step back a bit.
Stand
All right.
by me.
I will sit down then.
Okay.
He sits down, like, crosses his arms and his legs, so, you can tell can't grab something.
Okay.
Look casual.
Strike a
So-
pose.
So, Ayleth takes a deep breath, and she raises a hand and snaps her fingers. A wave of shadow travels up her body, and when it's dispelled, this is how she appeared. Hello?
Whoa.
Rush
The
eyebrows go
Jugs
up.
on her.
Inappropriate, Corman.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
Arcane check?
Koromon sucks in
Sure.
his gut and puffs up his chest.
It's a spell that happened.
Koromon, roll flirt.
She clearly transformed right before your eyes.
Okay. What's the check on,
Oh my god, Gormon!
what's the check on potential drow?
What do you mean?
I mean,
Drow, or what is their check? Is it arcane? Is it nature?
Like to knowledge him?
This is definitely a drow.
She's definitely a drow, that's all I need
Yeah.
to hear.
yeah.
Full drow?
Yes.
Knowledge on drow customs, specifically really.
Yes.
Religious? Like what do you want to know?
I'm trying to figure out if Dorn would know about drow gods.
Oh, Redwood.
Trying to pull that. I'm trying to.
I'm pretty sure
Trying
Dorn's
to-
probably tried to like have sex with the drow god.
He
for
probably
Christ's
knows.
Oh my God.
He probably has heard Lost's name in passing, but he probably doesn't know too much about her.
With an 18?
Yeah.
Would
Because
he
remember-
have knowledge
remember in
of
this-
Shar?
In this particular realm, the Loth is kind of new.
Also, would that was my next question. Would whoever Corellin's daughter is be a person Elrod might know?
Both of y'all would know
Is-
that one, yes.
We would.
Yes.
Well, I mean, this is a loaded question, and I honestly wasn't expecting to go down this conversational path. Who is your master?
I have no master.
No house
That's-
allegiance? No.
None. It's why I was with the travelers when they got in trouble here.
Digging the voice.
Did you say Twubble?
Trouble.
Makes sense.
Trouble.
Travel.
Okay.
Elrod's a little
shit.
too flustered to comment. He doesn't
Outside
look-
of.
Angry. He just looks conflicted. Heavily conflicted. So she's not a half drow. She's visibly a full drow.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, he pipes up. He's kind of running the cheeks. I'm almost more disappointed that you're not a half elf. Not because you are as you are, but because it would have been really nice to meet another half elf like me.
He's blushing because of the outfit.
I mean, she's wearing the same clothes.
No
Oh,
way,
yeah.
dude. That shirt was not there before.
It's not
And
alive.
even less
I'm
of that shirt
kidding.
is there.
No. He
I
didn't
needed a
deposit it.
reference pic.
Yep, and I'm gonna keep that reference pic just like that.
Oh yeah, he's gonna save it in his homework folder.
Oh god.
Oh.
Corman's got a homework binder he carries around.
Cortmon is flexing each one of his pecs in alternating succession, doing a little. Doot, 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 doot,
It's a
doot,
D.
doot.
It's a D, not a B.
Oh.
And you say you have no allegiances below ground.
No.
What about grudges besides surface dweller stigma?
Guys,
My mother fled while she was still carrying me. She joined the caravan. I was born there among them, raised by them. I have no connection to my people at all. But obviously there's the stigma.
Absolutely.
Yes,
guys,
I'm well
I
aware
mean,
of it.
is this? I mean, this is a lot to take in. Are we sure we want to start, hounding her with questions like right off the bat? I mean,
Kovan,
It's kind of what I expected.
Okay.
it's complicated.
Well,
would you-
look. Okay.
What would you
Ayleth-
do if Dawn turned out to be some, chromatic
Email?
dragonborn?
Let's not put curve on this.
How would
Yeah.
you feel?
You mean, or something like extra planar or something like that? I probably would be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, Ayleth,
He just puts his hand in his hands. Still getting through to Kovan.
I just want to say thank you for trusting us with this. This couldn't have been easy.
Of course.
And I know there are a lot of stigmas with Drow and all this stuff. I don't know much about them, but I do know a lot about you as a person. And
Are you sure of that?
Well, I know my interactions with you, and they've all been good. So I choose to judge people based on their actions, not based on prejudices. So if you happen to be a drow, that still doesn't change the person I've been talking to. So for me, we're all good. But
Go on. Wait, are you saying that people should be judged on their actions?
that's true.
I thought we had a discussion the other day about this.
Yes.
He kind of
Yes.
scratches his.
Yes, Dorn.
Yeah, he didn't mean you, Dorn.
I'm
If
not
I
talking
didn't-
about you, Dorn.
If I didn't spend my whole childhood dealing with other people's assumptions and prejudices, I would have probably reacted more like the Wizard of the Spiral Tower should have. But of course, I'm not going to do that. You're my friend, Ayleth. This is
I
interesting.
appreciate that.
Yes.
But if you don't mind, I can't exactly go back out like this.
Right.
Absolutely not.
Of course.
So she snaps her fingers again, and she's back to Ayleth.
Wait, hey, no, go back, make her go back. Go do the other thing. No, go back.
Corman be like, why my PP hard?
I'm gonna go sit on the other side of the room.
Koromon, we're literally about ready to get to our rooms. Can't you just wait?
So are
I
you
guess that-
satisfied now?
I guess that takes us to the
No,
order of
I'm
business
not
number 2.
satisfied.
Yeah, I knew it.
Elrod seems to take a
Choice
deep.
of
He
words.
seems to collect himself a little more. To be honest, the shock of, not being half elf was more shocking than everything else. He kind of cracked a smile. I'm not so tightly bound to the temple that I would be bothered by such a thing. Deeply. Anyway.
Oh my god, you switched back. I gotta flip everything back over.
Yes. I mean,
I know.
it's not gonna go out in public as a drow.
I mean, I'm still down for the whole double bunking thing. Just, don't. Yeah.
Oh,
Can,
excellent.
hey, Dorn, can you do some magic where she looks like hot version of her to us, but looks like ugly version of her to everyone?
I beg your pardon.
Excuse you.
I mean, I guess I can consult
Dorn.
Bob.
Dorn.
Yeah, talk to the Bob. The Bob knows what to do.
Great.
Well,
Which is
that's
going to
actually,
make-
you know what? I probably shouldn't because I think he might.
Can
You
I
really
go
should
up?
agree with
Can I
you.
go up and smack Dorn?
Yes. Let's get the
Don't give him his way. Once he get it once, he'll be like, "Oh, every elf we see must be spilling out of their dress." He might ask you to do something to me.
Yes, let's get the sexually charged skull out of his thing to go and yes,
The
absolutely.
pervert.
The pervert skull. This will be a great idea.
Oh my god.
Yeah, let's keep Bob out of this and hope that he wasn't listening.
Yeah, I don't think we have enough smutty magazines to keep him happy.
Boobies!
So, order of business 2, though. And this is an important one. I think I have an idea for the name. Hear me out.
Oh, dude,
Good.
yeah.
Okay, what you got?
Well, my hometown is almost destroyed because of these people. So how about the Revengers?
Ooh.
I don't get it.
Loved it.
The revenges.
Yes.
Well, it makes us sound quite hostile, don't you think? Once you live for revenge, there'll be nothing left.
Yeah, when you put it
Kill
like
a
that,
lot
it's kind of a
of
shitty name. It's kind of a shitty.
It
How about
We
the
just leads
kill
to
a
a-
Unslayer?
lot.
just leads to a cycle of anger and hatred. That
Or how about the kick squatter?
also no.
Maybe later. Corn.
Maybe later.
It's gonna be okay.
The jump smashers?
Better.
Keep on picturing that trout.
Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah, there you go. So what is the name?
I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna smack Kovan.
See, there she is.
All right.
None of that.
Unfortunately, I'm not very good with the creative endeavors.
Well, we can think about it. Just, put some thought in it. We'll, create a little jar, put some, have a random drawing. It'll be great.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we're gonna take that idea and we're gonna put a little pin in it. Put it up here and put a little pin on it.
Yeah,
Pin
like
that
like
idea.
a bow in your hair, Cormon. It'll be great.
As you guys continue to talking, you guys eventually hear a knocking noise, only audible to y'all.
Did he cut out for anyone else?
Yeah, he did. I don't know what you
I was
said.
gonna bring up a point 3 as well.
Go ahead.
God. What's the point 3?
Okay, so, while we're here talking about this, I figure there's one more thing I should probably bring up.
Mm.
Oh,
I mentioned before how I've been to this town before, how the troop that raised me came here once, yes?
yeah.
Yes.
While we were here, the woman who taught me, she was a changeling, and she was killed here for being a changeling. When they killed her, they took something of great value to her and to me by proxy. A magical loot.
I see.
Oh, that would be very
While we are here, if we could find this, I would be greatly appreciative.
We can certainly keep an eye out.
I
Perhaps,
appreciate it.
Also,
I have
that
a
I can
question.
find.
perhaps towards
What's
the
a
end of our
lute?
adventure.
It's a musical instrument.
It's a
String.
stick that plays music.
Perhaps towards the end of our tenure here, though, in case we get run out of town or something. Seems to be our luck.
Well,
I mean, I imagine that probably if anything would get us run out of town, that thing is probably in the possession of someone who had the power to do so. But that's aside.
Oh boy.
I've never heard of a lute. Do you mean a toot whistle?
No, that's a flute.
Okay.
Kovan's description was probably
Like-
the most
Like
accurate.
a bang stick?
No, a
so
hollow
it's a
string stick.
So you know how people chew on sticks occasionally? It's like that, but when you do things, it makes noises.
That's a flute.
But it's as close as we're gonna get. We have to
Elrod takes out his sword, puts it up
Palms.
as if he's playing a lute. Like this. You pick at it. Sorry,
I'm
what
not
was
an
it?
idiot, you know.
Some impressive
No,
air loot,
no.
Elrod.
So, as you guys are continuing your conversation, Nobody outside the room can hear you, but you guys do hear an eventual knock at the door.
But everything was silent.
Is that
I
your
will-
loot at the door?
Silence prevents sound from escaping the room.
I'll stand up. Dorn, I thought you said we weren't going to be bothered.
I didn't think we were. He's gonna open the door.
It's over here.
Okay, just like that. Okay.
Oh, is it over there?
Yeah. Where your ritual is. You see,
What?
You see the little halfling kind of poking her head in the door. Just seeing if y'all needed any drinks or anything.
We're fine. We're still fine. We're always going to be fine.
And
Give us 30 minutes.
As the door is cracked open, this small little creature comes scampering in. And what you see is this.
Firebolt, no.
What is that?
A small,
Doggy!
ethereal-looking weenie dog.
No,
What?
Cormon, he's mine.
Oh, it's
So cute. But he's not furry.
Oh no,
He's not
He's,
supposed to be in here.
he's got fur-like appearance to him, though.
Mm.
Remember how I said I didn't want to be bothered?
Oh, it's just a puppy.
Roll to resist cute.
You fail.
Failure.
You fail.
No.
Automatic failure.
He's not supposed to be in here. Oh, but I want to squish its face.
I know, right?
Elrod kneels down. Hello, little spectral buddy. You're eating it going. Please. I don't want Dawn to do something rash.
Oh, we won't let that happen to you, will we? No, no.
And
Bork.
almost as much as soon as you're petting it, it just vanishes.
Elrod, you killed it!
Today was a terrible day.
We had a
Yeah.
Falls under the
Ayleth was gonna put her hand on Elrod's shoulder. Now, its owner probably just dispelled.
It's probably invisible in the room now. Knowing our luck. Actually,
That's-
Elrod, as he says that, you see him lift his hand and it starts to glow. Can I use Arcana to try to detect if it's, like, hidden in the room? Because it's magic.
Yeah, go ahead. While you're doing that, the halfling's gonna pipe up again. Can you guys take like 5 or 10 minutes? The room is reserved here shortly, and I need to make sure everything's ready.
Well, we would have been done by now, but with all the interruption.
This is your.
We will be
first
done
interruption.
shortly, madam.
And it was enough.
Elrod calls out, "Apologies for his behavior, madam. We will be done soon." It was a girl, right?
Yeah, you're paying
There's a
double
pretty good
rent.
tip in it for you if you know, like, yeah. If you can give us a few more minutes, please.
All right, that one's paying double.
If this one's paying double, this one's going to burn the place down.
Dawn!
Ignore that he's
Lord.
kidding. We don't need, you don't need to call the guard. It's fine. He's a big joke.
Yeah, big ball of fun.
Not fire, fun. He said fun.
He's just miffed right now. Please excuse him.
Had a long day.
All right. Well, she walks away and closes the door behind her, muttering something about being lucky that Mr. Hogg isn't here.
Dorn, you're gonna get us, like, in trouble, man.
Yes, this place is clearly irrational in terms of law. Let's not commit any crimes over here.
What were we saying? What were
I'm
we
trying
doing
to
before
detect if the
I came
dog
up
is
with-
in here.
Oh,
The
right, go
conversation was on hold.
Yeah, go
He's
ahead.
still got his hand up and his eyes shut.
The
Does he
dog.
detect anything?
You feel its presence nearby, but it's not in the room.
It's not in the room. It's gone. It must have been called back when I touched it.
What'd I do?
Good.
You didn't kill it, don't worry.
I hate this place.
Not my first choice of lodging either, but it will do.
To be
Oh,
fair,
that sounds
Dorn,
back up.
I feel like you hate a lot of places.
Some more than others.
Anyway. What were we talking about before the dog? I feel like it was important.
Something Ayleth was going to say. What was that, Ayleth?
Yeah, the third thing, right?
Oh, the loot. The loot. Yes,
Yes.
we'll keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, I was also gonna say, I mean, besides the Hydra heads, I mean, we really don't have that much else to do here. We could easily take a little bit of time to look for it. Unless I'm forgetting something. No. Okay.
I can find it. I'm not worried.
Ugh.
We were going to, we were here to restock the ship, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Although it. Oh, right.
Oh, we
How
were
are they going to
burrowing.
do that again? I vaguely remember a sheer cliff.
Yeah.
Firebeard pulled the ship up outside the cave.
Oh, right.
So we'll just hire a bunch of people to run with bags of grain over their head past the bears.
Yes.
We could,
Got it.
you know, buy like a wagon or something.
Yes. Or manned by people who are more skilled with dealing with bears than Kovan.
They just wanted a hug, okay, for the last time.
Oh my. Yes, the last time. No more of that. Alright, Dawn. What's eating you?
Nothing. It's fine.
Bullshit. I've known too many people like you to believe that answer.
I didn't think you knew a lot of women, alright?
Wait, what'd you say, Kovan?
I said, I didn't think you knew a lot of women. That's weird.
You see him crack a smile, but he doesn't say anything. He's just kind of still glancing at Dorn.
I give him an. How do I do like a non-physical fist bump with my eyes?
Just bump the air, I don't know.
There you
You fucking cock up your eyebrows a whole bunch, like
there you go. See.
Yeah, you do a Macaulay Culkin impersonation.
So, you're usually not that, abrasive towards our general populace as far as I've seen. Come
I
on, let it
don't
out.
typically like towns of racists, and I'm still not in the best of spirits after having my blood.
I second this opinion.
Well, I had to take 3 times, so we'll be fine.
I know, I had to destroy 3 vials for you.
Oh, no, thank you for doing that.
Yeah, that's dangerous
what's-
stuff. You probably shouldn't just let it sit around.
The blood is dangerous.
Magic
Appar-
is weird.
And not the magic I use, much simpler. But not simple. Wiggles his finger. Well, if that's really all that's eating you, if you insist, very well.
So much to learn.
Have y'all concluded the meeting?
Yeah.
Oh, and as for you calling me a woman, if you do that again, I'm going to burn off the other half of your face.
Oh, whoa. Oh my.
Doran. Oh, okay. What do I roll? To.
That is against your will.
I'll blow my daily on that will attack.
I'm ready.
What is?
Okay, wait. So I just click on will or what?
No, intimidate is a check against your will defense.
You realize he wins it by like 3 points.
Well, that was a pretty somewhat.
Yeah.
You're
I know.
very sure he's not gonna hold back if that's really what he's threatening.
Oof. Hey, the crit's gone. Cool.
Noted, Doran.
Anyway, let's get a move on.
Elrod, calm down.
No. Sorry, it's funny. I always feel like it's weird when you can move around without the grid. Ugh. Now, what's the plan again? This is not secret or anything. Are we staying the night? Or let's turn in that bounty first, at least. I say.
That Hydra fight really tired me out. I'd really appreciate a full night's rest.
I could go with the bed as well.
For the sake of ease, I'm not gonna drag Fireridge's token all over the place.
That's fine.
Sure.
He's there. He's, oh lord. Mark the Red, last of the Bloodfire Berserk.
Being drunk or something.
As you guys,
Let's assume he went to the bar and immediately got plastered.
I mean, that sounds like him.
you guys exit the tavern, or not the tavern, the room, into a tavern that seems a lot more lively than when you first came in here. Hog's wife is behind the counter, running up and down, handing out drinks to a few patrons there. Just as you
my kind of
exit,
place.
there's some patrons filling various tables around the area, and at your feet, as you come out, sniffing at Dorn's shoes, is the small little dachshund. Adjacent at a nearby table sits a halfling, a dragonborn female, and an elf female, but she doesn't look like any elf you've seen before. She's very tan skin. She's got markings on her face that are sort of sandy colored. And Toad.
No, I'm kidding. He doesn't run over.
Yeah, 3 ladies. Koromon goes and sits down next to him.
The halfling is not a lady.
Are you sure? Have you checked?
I think he was referring to Elrod. Puppy, it's you again. Elrod tries to pet the pup again.
Let me remind Weasel to unmute.
Evidently, he wasn't taught to ask before petting someone's dog.
The dog itself has a small mug of beer next to it.
Does the puppy react to me trying to pet it?
Yes. It enjoys the pets.
Pet, pet, pet.
Are you enjoying my dog?
Oh, sorry. Yes, he scampered into our room earlier. Gave us a little bit of a spook.
He gets loose sometimes.
So, the magical familiar then.
Yes, I am.
Oh wait,
Is this the dog talking?
the dog is talking to Elrod? He was.
I thought he was talking to me.
No, I was talking to the I was talking to the halfling too. Yeah, I
Well,
thought the halfling was talking.
The halfling is a bit of a fun guy, so it sounds like the dog is talking to you via some sort of magic.
Oh, familiar that has the will to run off on its own and speak. This doesn't sound right. Am I being messed with?
I'm gonna
He
roll an
glances
insight.
accusately. He's dealt with enough gnome and halfling shenanigans. But I'll still roll anyway.
Oh my god, Dorn!
What are you hiding?
Oh, it's just a puppy. Didn't know puppies could talk.
I mean, you know it's familiar, and you're familiar enough with magic that familiars can't actually talk to people that aren't their owners. And what is that diplomacy for, Koromon?
Oh, I'm laying down spitting my best game at these fancy ladies over here, trying to see if any of them are interested in a little bit of the bicep and a little bit of the tricep and a little bit of
Little
the.
trip to
Oily
Town.
boy.
So, the people at the table where it's describes. The halfling is a halfling. Typically, he's wearing sort of sandy...
That's this one over here?
Yes, leathered garb. Very well protective looking gear. His hair is kind of frizzled. And then the other two, the Dragonborn is tall and very lithe, very wiry looking as opposed to most of the bulkier Dragonborn. She actually looks like she's spent a lot of time not getting necessarily...
Wait, which one's the Dragonborn? This one?
This one.
Okay.
You can zoom
Dragon
in on
features.
the tokens. Looks like she spent more time not getting necessarily the food that she should. She has tons of scars all up her arms, her face, clearly inflicted by weapons. And
Yeah, but are they sexy scars?
if you think
No.
that scars are sexy, sure.
Okay, so
he
answer me
definitely
this.
Koromon is so into scarred.
Bergman from Conan the Barbarian, the chick who played Valkyria, right? She was like sexy, tough, hot, scarred up chick. Like that kind of sexy, scarred up, tough chick, or like
Like she spent a lot of
gross,
time.
haggard.
Like she spent a lot of time getting the shit beat out of her, but came out on top. So yes, probably sexy's battle scars. She's very lithe, very tall. She has stark white hair, very curvaceous look to her. But she's unlike most Dragonborn. She's not wide set or built. She's very lacking nutrition wise. Although it looks like she's been getting better over the last few months. The elf has long blonde hair that's frazzled at the end of it. She's wearing leather garb as well. It's very decorated in like druidic markings. She wears a green cloak that drapes over her body. And the markings on her face, similar to like the Night Elves in Warcraft, they're just very sand-colored markings that decorate her face in various little runic styles. And she seems to have them as well on her arms when it's visible. And neither of them were paying Koromon any mind.
Bullshit. I start flexing more. Turn this flexing up to 11.
Let's see how Elrod's idiot savancy goes. Never seen an elf like you before. No,
Hey,
he
you know,
doesn't.
side note, out of character, you might want to turn on the rod here.
Right. All right.
We refer to him as the old divining rod.
Oh,
Let me
God.
just flip my int and my charisma real quick.
Yeah, why don't you pump that on up?
to 11.
I can't wait for the dark or the evil fucking ring or whatever it's called, the magic item to take over and give him the fucking.
I'm glad you
Into
brought
the
that
rod.
up.
No.
As you're petting the dog there, you feel a very strong burning sensation on your finger. It's like the strongest it's ever been. And you hear a very familiar song.
Oh, you villagers did it! I saved it! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! He's just scowling at his hand and holding the ring in his other hand.
You actually feel it burning into your skin at this point.
Rod?
He shudders. We need to stop by the temple while we're here. It's getting worse.
Temple. Right.
Let's actually... Well, apologies for invading your table, Sir Halfling and Madams. I suppose unless we have business to speak about, we should be going. He glances at Koromon.
I'm gonna grab a beer.
It's at this point that the elf actually takes a notice of Koromon's non-stop flexing. She kind of gets up, dusts off her arms, and goes and saunters and sits on his leg. Well, hello there.
How you doing?
Better now.
You want to play a game?
What sort of game?
I'm trying to decide how fucking perverted Koromon wants to be here.
Okay, I can cockblock you if you want.
Character
How about
development, man.
The dragon was just rolling her eyes.
You can totally do it if you turn on the rod, though. You can absolutely cockblock me. If
I
you go
don't
with
have
it.
the rod yet. Elrod has the rod, but he has never.
Oh my god.
No. I'm sorry.
That would be
Gun
such
emoji.
a good one-upmanship from like our previous arm wrestling competition that we had. That you just come in and I'm like, yeah, let's do this, and you're like, boom, and like fucking
His eyes
70s
just turn-
disco or 70s porno music like just randomly starts playing in the background, and everyone's like,
Teleports
"Where's it
behind
coming
you,
from?"
steals
It's
your
coming
girl.
from you. Yeah, exactly.
The Rod is actually a bard.
Elrod is just able to use int as charisma rolls. Bam.
The Rod is from a reality in which Elrod became a bard instead of a sword mage.
Good God. These poor kids.
Wallace, despite all this seemingly chaotic stuff, these people fit the descriptions that you were given about the particular travelers you were supposed to find.
Y'all seem to fit my description of what I'm looking for.
You sound like a woman from Monty Python.
It's not what I like.
You're looking for some adventuring work done? I'm afraid we're terribly busy right now.
I'm just looking for a group that's been roaming the lands, taking down big sorcerers.
Ah, I suppose our deeds have reached farther than I thought. That would be us. Why do you ask?
Oh, I've been sent here by my emperor just to investigate.
Emperor?
Investigate.
The
He wants to know more of the northern lands. I'm from the southern.
Ah. Elrod kind of takes a seat on the chair.
And this is
Well,
the first time any of you have heard anything about the southern lands.
Do you mean the Altarian continent?
No. Southern,
Oh, no, that's what Elrod
southern
says.
hemisphere. Oh, okay.
Elrod says that.
Wallace, you know nothing about the Altaran.
No,
Ah. I suppose you're from farther south then. Goodness. That would explain my lack of pinpointing your elf friend over there's heritage. Granted, I'm a mess, but usually I've been pretty good with that.
well, I wish my elf would go back to her seat.
Yeah. Kuraman, can you cool it? Cool the jets, please.
Zalia pauses with her little flirting, and she looks at Cormon, and she looks over to Wallace. Yes, sir. And as she slinks down off his lap, very much like a feline, she literally turns into a desert dog and kind of hops back up into her seat.
She turns into a dog?
Yeah.
Oh, a druid then. Must be, right?
What? What?
What?
What?
She promptly
Somebody want to explain to me what the fuck just happened?
turns back into an elf.
Wait,
We had a druid in our
aren't
pocket
you
before.
worried about doing that in the middle of this town? Oh my gosh.
Cormon just kind of points and then it looks very confused and then starts drinking.
He's just drinking alcohol that's not his.
Love y'all.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Just grabs the halfling's alcohol and downs it all at once.
So, if you're looking to investigate us, you have questions for us then?
I want to know where you're going next.
Where are we going next?
To bed.
To Camelot.
To a temple. Oh, I will actually reach into his, he doesn't have a jacket on. Reach into a pocket on his belt and pull out a map. Or his magic map, not that the half-elf would know, or the halfling would know it's magic. What was next on the agenda?
Well, you know of a few different places where the world is still drastically changing. There's the lake over in the far west. There's Emberwood Isle just to the southeast. The massive former elven homeland. And there is... Let's see, 1, 2, 3... Oh, yeah, that's all that's really shown up on the map.
And possibly to the lake on this continent, or an island in distress. Why does your emperor have interest in such things? It's not like you can relay that back to him very quick, now can you?
He just wants to make sure his lands stay protected. Make sure there's.
Huh.
I see.
You're getting the vibe that this Elrod isn't. He doesn't seem like a. Did he say his name yet?
No, nobody has introduced themselves to each other.
Oh. Then, do you know our names? Does he? From
No.
the paper?
No, it just has descriptions.
If you're only going by descriptions. Oh wait, he wouldn't know that. You told me that. So, I'm assuming you know our names too, then?
I know nothing about you.
You may call me Elrod.
I'm
Wallace.
Ayleth. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too, sir. Madam, whatever you.
Madam. Please.
They both sort of look like elves, but at the same time they both look human. They're half elves.
They're both very pretty. Elrod's just in
Both
little
very effeminate.
edgier armor. Yeah.
The druid is slinked off over to Cormon's side again at the bar.
Zora, we go take care of that.
Yes, I'm on it, master.
Listen, Joe, I'm gonna have to have at least 6 or 17 more of these before I can sort out what the fuck you just happened to do. So, yeah.
I'm a druid. I just change into animals sometimes. I
Yeah,
use it
but which one are you actually? Like the you switch from one to the other, but which one do you? What are you?
You don't know much about druids, do you?
No, I know about squat flexes and pumping iron and bicep.
So you're very strong.
Coromon, the whole bar doesn't need to hear your conversation. Druids aren't that strange. Elrod shouts over.
I didn't shout out of.
Oh, I just assumed he shouted.
No.
Sorry.
She
I
whispers
literally
in my ear, "You don't know
Coromon
much
yelling
about
at her all the
druid,"
time.
and I go, "No, I know about," and I'm shouting about squat flexing, squat flexing,
Whoops.
fucking.
Not an
Perfect.
initiative check. No initiative from Zalia. She's not attacking anybody.
Perfect. He still says we don't need to hear your conversation about squat flexes.
I smell a cat.
Hmm?
Do you
Smell
have a...
pussy?
And
Pardon?
Sora face palms as she approaches, and Zayla just kind of chuckles. No, like a kitten. Do you have a kitten?
Yeah, Mr. Fluffums or Snuffle. What the fuck is his name? God damn it,
Cuddles? I don't know. We change it every time, I think he does.
Mr.
At this comment, she promptly
Fluffle
morphs
Bottoms.
into a small kitten with big, beautiful eyes and like hops up into your lap.
I'm so confused right now.
And then she is promptly scooped off of your lap by the Dragonborn, who just walks off grumbling something about the idiot druid.
I turn over to Kova and I say, wait, do you mean to tell me that Mr. Scruffums is a big-titted woman when he's not in his...
I'm gonna look up from my beer and be like, no. And then
I need an explanation.
Rod
there
senses
is
the disturbance in the
many
force.
mysteries in this world, Koromon, and that is something that you're gonna have to figure out on your own.
So, in an effort to help the Wallace-Elrond conversation, Wallace is going to go on to tell you that, yes, his Emperor is looking for information about this particular group of sorcerers that is rumored to be causing havoc in the Northern Hemisphere. And the primary reason is that his sorcerer believes he is the most powerful one. He wants them to be investigated and, if possible, removed from the source, from the existence. And that is Wallace's task here, was to find this group of adventurers whose stories had spread of these great adventurers who had encountered these sorcerers and stopped them. A few of them already.
Well, yes.
Your
let's see
emperor sounds dangerous.
Yes, he is.
And did your friends here call you master?
They work for me, yes.
Are they your
They're the lucky
slaves?
ones that survive.
Elrod's eyes narrow a little.
They've been through competitions for their life.
I see.
But no, these two aren't slaves to me anymore. They're just companions.
Anymore?
He freed us.
I see.
I see.
Got us out of the city.
They're either going to sit there and starve or have a chance at life again. This way they can choose their own way.
Very well.
And he's helped improve my magics.
Now, I believe everything you've told me. And this Sorcerer King... yeah, that's alright. This Sorcerer King, though, something's not sitting right with me. The noble... I don't know. Dawn, something's not sitting right with me on this one. Help me verbalize this. Sorcerer King looking into the six, the greatest sorcerers in all the land.
Would my insight make me feel that he's trying to look for weaknesses from the north? Maybe that he could...
The way it was worded is that the Sorcerer King wants these other six removed because they are a threat to his power. That's how it was. That's how it came out. That's not how he worded it. But with your insight, that's how it would have. That's the feeling it would have given you.
Elrod still would have been given that.
So your emperor doesn't like rivals.
Not particularly. But he has his uses.
That makes more sense.
Everything I am now is because of him.
That's not... Alright.
Smooth, Dorn.
My point is, he feels threatened. He wants to be the one superior power.
Well, anyone who seeks to remove the six from this plane of existence, or unalive them, I suppose is welcome. Anything that happens after that can be dealt with.
Sounds like we're dealing with one problem to open ourselves up for the next.
Yes, but the enemy of my enemy, Dawn.
Is still an enemy.
Well, no. Not saying that. All I'm saying is, Mr. Halfling, your story makes perfect sense, but I've never heard of this place, so Elra's kind of locking up. You're starting to get the feeling that the whole high diplomacy thing is not his thing.
Master Wallace, this is the Dragonborn. He does this only to earn a favor with the Emperor, for his greater goals can be accomplished only in the graces of the Emperor.
Alright.
Okay, well, I've got a question then. How did you get here?
Very slowly.
That's not an answer.
I don't know. I don't blame him. It sounds about right to me. Took us forever to get across that damn ocean. That's just the lake. Whatever they call it colloquially. Kuoki.
It's colloquially.
Yeah, that!
Back to-
Him, he has a
Oh,
higher
God.
charisma than me, so.
That's so wonderful.
Wait.
Read a book. Come on.
Yeah.
Are we not going to acknowledge what just happened there?
What?
That Koromon just corrected you on words.
Yeah, I'm eloquent and articulate, for fuck's sake.
He's fucked up eloquent. Well, I mean, to be fair, when you read books by yourself forever, nobody's around to correct you on how the word is pronounced.
That's the
Anyway.
point.
Well, I suppose what we should really be asking you is, now that you found us, you seek our information on the Six. That's a dangerous thing to give out. What do you plan to do now that you've found us, aside from ask us questions? Are you looking to take an active role in dealing with them, or are you just here to ask me questions? Us, them, everyone, people.
We're here to help. Anything to keep my emperor in power.
What makes you feel a little better?
For now.
Whose is that?
Sora.
The Imp? To the Emperor or to the Six? Because the Six are kind of trying to end the world or something.
To my emperor. Right now, we want to keep his power.
I don't feel that's toast-worthy material. I think I'll just...
Well, we can't be choosy with our allies in this fight, Dawn. I've come a long way, and I've met a lot of people. And while this is a bit of a sudden thing, I feel we can trust this man and his fire friends here.
I mean,
Oh, it just kind of smiles. innocently.
Torn's not gonna say anything. He's gonna do the Stewie Griffin slowly, like, you know, just look up and meet your gaze and just stare at you.
As Dorn's head is slowly turning, the Zalea manages to wiggle free from Sora's grasp and kind of walks across the table towards Dorn and just starts nuzzling his cheek.
Oh, no, not my turn to ask a question.
Nuzzling his cheek.
She's a cat.
Oh,
The same kitten that was pulled off your lap.
that confused the shit out of Koromon.
Druid, forgive me asking you. I'm a sort of historian, hobbyist. What do you call your people? What elven village or tree do you send from?
She gives Dorn a quick lick on the cheek, then slowly walks to the center of the table and proudly just whoosh, right back into an elf. We are elves of the desert. In human tongue, we are the sand elves.
And you call yourselves?
Fuck you.
Pull up a Lord of the Rings translator, quick.
Koromon's gonna walk back over and sit next to Dorn, in between the Titty Witch and Dorn here, and say, "Wait, hang on. So you can turn into things. Can you make yourself look like how Ayleth looked when she was?"
You mean when she had makeup on, right? And he's gonna try
Kayla's
to
just gonna glare
socially
daggers
awkward.
at Koromon across the table.
Elrod literally lifts his hand and it's on fire and he's pointing it
I'm
at
gonna
you.
go. I'm gonna go back to my seat.
Oh my god. Did I roll a 20?
An 18.
Elrod puts the fire out in his hand.
I'm not used to lying well. I'm sorry, I'm very confused.
I mean, that's a lie.
She eventually provides you a name that I have not come up with yet, so I will make a note to come up with that and give it to you.
Perfect. Sorry. Huh. I'm sure some of my allies at the temple will be very interested to hear about your people, assuming they don't already know, and I wasn't told.
And what was the bluff? I'm sorry, I was looking something up.
Koromon walked up and asked the druid if she could turn into Aleph, how Aleph looked when she was hot, and Doran goes, you mean when she had makeup on?
No, Elrod threatened to fucking light me on fire, so I said, I'm gonna go back to
Yeah,
my
he
seat."
just lifted his hand and it was on. He just lit a little fire.
Aleph just sort of glared daggers at him across the table as well.
Anyway, we have a little business to attend to in this town, but you're more than welcome to travel with us for a bit.
I
Don't
would
see any harm
greatly
in it.
appreciate that.
Well,
We'll be worthy.
you said your companions are free to choose their own path. However, is it their desire to come with us?
Yes.
He looks at them.
Of course we want to go.
Just like that, huh?
They get,
But
they
now
get
it's a
paid.
real party.
The master has only improved my magics.
Well, as if you're being brought along on your own free will, I can't see any reason to stop you. Welcome to the, we don't have a name. We're the,
Revengers.
the Revenge. No. What am I seeking vengeance for? Dawn. Corman is the wife owner. What are we seeking vengeance from, Dawn?
You're right, this name is terrible.
What are you seeking to avenge?
You're right, I think I kind of already did that.
Yes,
With
you did.
with the necromancer being slain and all.
Yes. Because what? The
Norman's gonna walk back over and be like, all right, how about the Slam Fisters? Because
The
the fucking the name of the group,
The dragon
the
board just
fucking Revengers is terrible. The Slam Fisters.
the dragon
Or-
board just starts bursting out laughing.
Elrod's face kind of reds and he tilts his head. I can't help but feel like Talos would be cackling at that. I don't know why.
I don't know why either.
Hello, sometime. He
Well,
sounds like a very fun person.
You don't want to meet him. He's gonna try to grab your rear end.
Yeah, from what I've heard, he's a real dick.
No, no.
Okay,
He's like a brother to me. But I digress. Temple
mean-
feet, I think I heard.
I mean, I personally don't have the best experience with brother figures, so I think I understand.
Huh. I'd like to think I count for something. He makes a finger gun.
If finger guns back.
Yes.
Friggin' Luigi.
As you guys are sitting here chatting and enjoying yourselves, kind of catching up and introducing everything, Alright, I would like you to make a perception check.
Sure thing.
As you're just kind of glancing around the bar throughout throughout various conversation.
Can it be a magical
Does he
check?
perceive
No,
my confused
perception.
erection?
Yes.
Oh my god, he does.
It's under the table. and nobody
Elrod
does it.
is aware of my confused erection.
Pokes it with he kicks it with his foot.
You don't have a 12-foot long leg.
Yeah,
my
it's
God,
something.
fine.
Table.
It's about this time you notice somebody running across the tavern at you from this table down here. You haven't noticed them before because you guys have been busy. And all of a sudden you see this. And you hear a wonderful, wonderful voice. Elrod!
Oh my god.
Huh?
What?
Are you kidding me? Is that Molly?
What? I'm gonna look up from my beer and be like,
Now, it appears you have a fan club.
Oh yeah.
she
Yeah,
comes-
she's the biggest fan.
Sprinting, this tiny halfling. Wallace, this is a small halfling, and Cormon doesn't know this one either. It's a small halfling with bright, vivid pink hair that just falls into, like, is it dreadlocks?
Massive braid, I
braid.
think.
Braids.
Down to her butt.
Down to her butt, and she just comes sprinting across the bar and leaps up into the onto the bench and just wraps her arms around Elrod's neck as tight as she can.
Ayleth
Molly,
dodges out of the way as she, like, jumps past.
Oh, Molly, you're alive! It's great to see you! Oh my goodness! He actually hugs her back. Oh my goodness!
Molly, it's been ages.
Oh my goodness, how have things been back at Halfwood?
Yeah.
Why are you here? What's going on?
We saved the town!
You saved the town, of course you did.
Yeah,
Thank
you did.
goodness.
So,
He hugs her a little tighter, visibly relieved.
would we know how far away from Halfwood this is?
A long way.
But-
So,
How'd you
how
get
did
here?
you get here? Yeah, that's literally.
Yeah, sorry, Corwan.
No, we're saying the same thing.
A little bit of magic from Taliba and Elvira and an airship.
An airship?
A what?
You have an airship?
Pardon?
An airship.
You have an airship.
Is there an airship here?
Is it outside?
You didn't see it sitting out on the cliffside?
To be fair, I was being harassed by the guards, so no.
Suddenly, I don't feel like complete shit.
And she slowly turns from Elvrod over towards Wallace. Oh my god, another halfling!
He's a southern halfling. Introduce yourself, Mr. Halfling. Wallace.
I'm Wallace.
Nice to meet you, Wallace. I'm Molly.
She's a
Nice to
hero.
meet you, Molly.
I am a hero.
Congratulations. For what?
Oh my god, what would Molly think of the rod? Would she hate him?
I think she would be terrified.
Oh! The king! Does Elrod see these people too? Or is he too distracted with Molly attacking him?
Oh, he can see him coming up.
Elrod kind of wobbles to his feet. Is Molly still attached to
Molly
him? Or did
is.
she
Oh,
hop
well,
off?
let's see.
He's not trying to get her off.
Okay.
Elrod didn't do that very often. She's
Oh,
barely
dear.
hanging on as you get up to walk over.
Elvira, Taliba!
Oh, these are the friends who...
Taliban?
Taliba.
These are the friends I
And
told
she's
you
from
about.
the desert.
Elrod will
Oh my
literally walk up.
god.
Elrod will walk up to him, pat Taliban on the head, and just a one-arm hug Elvira. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad to see you all well.
We're glad to be
Elrod.
back, Elrod.
Introduce me to your lady friends.
Elrod! Elvira just kind of looks at Korriban with a very confused raised eyebrow.
New friends. Such interesting people find their ways around me, don't they? This is Korriban. Don't mind him. Imagine Telos, but bigger.
Oh, I guess I should tell you, I
I
actually have a picture of what Hog's wife looks like.
Oh, you do?
I found one. She's a little more portly than the picture gives off, but for the most part, you get the gist.
Cushion for the push.
The hog's wife.
Perfect.
You put in the wrong channel.
Oh, I did.
So,
Put
It
it
was
in
the
the
wrong
channel.
You put it in my channel.
Elrod is a big fan of the hairy feet.
This is Hog's
Ew.
wife. It's gonna go in here so I can put it on stream.
Oh my goodness. Elrod still has one arm around Elvira. He's using one arm to hold up, Molly. If she hasn't jumped off yet.
No, she's
You
still
You jump
hanging on.
off to
Hey, listen.
talk with...
Sorry, he's just introducing you. Ayleth, this is Taliba. Good friend. Technically, we joke with my niece. Elvira, good friend of mine.
Elvira promptly walks up, embraces you, and then gives you a kiss.
Like a full one?
Yes.
Oh my.
He goes bright
It-
red. His ears like go off like knives.
Ayleth raises both her eyebrows.
Elrod's harem is back.
Well,
It's the most interesting thing that's happened.
Yeah, I was
But
gonna
no,
say this is a perfect time for the rod to make an appearance.
well, I suppose friend is a bit of an understatement.
Elvira's laughing as she pulls away. No, we're just friends. It's just fun to see him blush.
Stop it. That's not
I guess
nice.
it's true. You're not supposed to kiss and tell.
Elrod's a friend of mine, so you know.
No. He's just kind of like wobbling with Molly there.
Taliba actually looks concerned because she's looking around at the group that y'all are all with, and she's got her hand on a very familiar scimitar.
Yeah. I see you have Taylor's sword still.
Yes, he left it with me.
Good.
Where is he?
He stayed home.
Wait, was Elvira the snake-headed chick from before?
No.
No, that
No.
was
Oh, that was.
to Bermuse.
I'm sorry. I need a couple minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh, darn the Kingsway.
So,
He stayed home.
Yes. Bit of a story behind that, but the short version is we had to free his home city. What was the home city name, Mist? Again? I almost said Borealis.
Britain.
Britain.
Because they were British.
His hometown of Britain. It was beset by demon worshippers, and one of them cursed this thing on my hand. Anyway,
Poof. Oh, that's
He
a
had to
nice
say
ring
it,
you've
dude.
got there.
oh, he shrieks.
And the ring is burning.
Oh, damn it. Ah,
Ayleth jumps.
he friggin' sticks his arm out and is like trying to get in between Umbra and like these freaking people he cares about.
This pale-colored tiefling appears, decked out in leathery robes, or leathery garb, with a dark black cloak over her. She's got nice, big daggers on her hips.
He's basically holding Molly like a kid in one arm now.
She's got a cigarette hanging out of one of her between her fingers. Elrod, I'm so glad you made it.
Good. Why are you here?
Well, I was here because I found a letter with your name on it. I was going to deliver it to you, but it turns out it's from these lovely people here. So I thought I'd sit and chit-chat with them and get to know them a little bit.
How the hell did you get one?
You've made quite the
Sorry.
impression on Elvira as she nudges you.
Elrod,
Elrod,
how
you-
many more friends do you have?
More than I ever thought I would. He kind of makes a funny face. Funny happy
Elrod,
face.
I like you so much more than I did before.
Oh, because I keep pulling women out of the woodwork. Is that it, Koromon?
Elrod, introduce me to your friend.
I will introduce you to them later. Don't get any ideas.
Elrod, I have one idea.
The male of the species will guard his harem with his life.
Well, Elrod, I was going to ask you to one day tell me more about your friends, but it seems that they've taken the initiative.
Yes, and they'll get to tell you all the embarrassing details about the stories I would have left out. Oh, great.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
Elvira, Taliba, this is Ayleth, the only other half-elf I've ever met. We're good friends. Umbra
Bows.
is... Umbra. It's good to see you again, I guess. So you're here with the letter you stole from them, huh?
No, it was in the mailman's bag. I didn't steal it from them. I stole it from him.
Yes, that makes it so much better. Now,
I'm kidding. They arrived on the airship and I ran into them.
Oh.
I see
Funny
you brought
thing,
me back my ring.
your brother's ring?
Well, then
Thing.
it's rightfully mine.
No, don't take it off. It won't come off. I don't want you to rip my finger off with it.
You see,
I've already lost one.
she reaches out for your finger anyways. Let me see. And there's a swirl of black magic around her fingers as she reaches out for it and just slides it right off. And then tucks it away into a pocket.
Well then,
He just stares at his hand.
Thanks for keeping that safe. And she pats her pocket.
That thing is a blight.
Oh,
I loathe to give it to, just anyone, but good God, good gods, I'm glad to be rid of it.
Elrod, she drapes her arm around you, eyeing
Oh,
Elvira
no.
the entire time. Have I ever steered you wrong?
He
I didn't-
kind of like holds Molly protectively. Yes?
When was that?
I'm actually blanking.
I kept my promise up about my brother, didn't I?
Yes, but all that. Wait. This whole swamp gate. Wait, no, that was him. Your brother really was the troublemaker between the two of you. Wasn't he?
Yes.
She just makes him uncomfortable.
And who's your big strong friend over here?
Ah, this is Koraman. Koraman, this is Umbra. I think you two would like each other.
Well, how do you do, creepy-looking dragon lady? Or she's a tiefling. She's got
It's
horns.
tiefling, yes.
Hello, horny lady.
Nope, I don't like him. So, Elrod,
Oh,
you know they're a little low on rooms tonight.
I'm already double bunking.
Aelith
Oh.
just sort of waves. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Everyone hasn't mentioned you before. I'd love to hear some stories.
Oh, I have so many stories, and she's just tapping her fingers together, like giddy all of a sudden. And Half Pint seems to have just run into the middle of the crowd. You're muted, Weasel, if you're talking.
Poor Weasel just coming back in the middle of the friggin' gang getting back together. Either this or Elrod's having one hell of a fucking ring hallucination.
I'm back.
I sent half pint over to try to de-stress the situation. He looked like he was nervous.
Oh, Half Pint's rubbing up on Elrod's leg, trying to comfort him.
He's being bombarded by emotions. You see, he was like ready to cry from seeing everyone again, and then Umbra showed up, and now he's like, stay strong.
Oh God.
No, she's touching him, so he's uncomfortable. What? No. So I'm flattered, but no. I have arrangements set, I suppose. Don't know how many beds per room. I'll have to figure that out.
Umbra promptly just peels her arm off of you, moves over to Ayleth, drapes around Ayleth's shoulder. So, wanna go talk?
Oh yes,
Ah!
definitely.
I'll buy you a drink.
Ooh,
Ayleth, she's a troublemaker.
so am I.
No. Ugh. She's not touching me anymore. Oh my goodness. What a night. What a day. This just went from rough to yay. Oh, great. If I'm having a hallucination right now, I'm probably going to jump off a bridge. He, like, feels his hand again. Is the ring really gone?
Yes, it's really gone.
If you're
Mr. Corman
hallucinating,
didn't
You still have
Tell
you
me
have
how.
on your finger a burn mark of the indention of where the ring was with the three little symbols from Asmodeus's emblem.
Ugh. I'm still going to get that looked at. Oh. Hey, Elvira.
Yes, dear.
Can you do anything about this? He shows you, or he shows her the burn on the hand. I don't feel like carrying that symbol around any longer than I have to.
Certainly.
Make the boo-boo ouchie better.
Let's go take a look.
Gee, better.
You
Go.
can join me over here with my dinner.
Okay. He kind of
She
shoots his
takes
head
him
up.
by the hand and just kind of tugs him
Ooh.
away from the group.
Does Molly hop off of him, or is she still clinging to him?
She kind of nudges Molly off your shoulder at the same time.
Okay.
Oh, it's not fair. It's because she's bigger than me. Hey, you look
Yep.
strong.
No.
Oh no.
Yes.
Somebody's gonna get injured here.
You want to see a cool trick?
Does it involve boob? Or flexing? Sure, let's see a trick.
Do
Actually,
you like somersaults?
I probably shouldn't do it in here. They're already pretty strict about shapeshifters as it is. She does give a growl, and it's not like a playful growl. It's like an actual wolf-like growl. Like,
He's a pupper.
Coromon raises an eyebrow. He's like, "Can everyone turn into weird shit here?"
I can't.
Well, hey, baby.
It's a
The
long
perception check was for Coromon to get at least some
Immediate
sort of an
protective.
idea if anyone is succumbing to his.
Molly is. The other one's a child. That's very obvious.
Caliba's like 12.
Taliba's
Oh,
12.
well, but Molly's the size of a 12-year-old, so Cormon's feeling a little awkward.
Yes, but Molly has the build of a woman.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Caliba's gonna be like 7 feet tall.
The problem is she comes up to my kneecap, so that's a little weird.
Meanwhile, Sora's just got her hand in
Hang on.
her face.
Let
in
me
her palm.
Google search. Can a Goliath have sex with a halfling?
Oh my
and
God.
I'll let you know how the FBI.
No.
Use
No,
incognito
the
mode.
answer is no.
Molly, I almost
No.
beat him in an arm wrestling match once. Elrod shouts over.
Oh my God, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't.
He just laughs and goes back to whatever him and Elvira are talking about.
If I was just catching you up on everything that happened.
Mhm. Has it jumped on one table? Yeah, we have a new elf for that, or a new small person for that.
Kelvon, what have you been doing?
Kovan has been drinking and is generally in a surly.
Has he ordered any food?
No, he's been drinking beer. He's on his third or fourth.
Okay, Hogswife's gonna
He
come up
seemed-
to you at the bar. Hungry?
Hi.
There's too many female voices, I can only do so many. I'm sorry if they overlap. Hi,
It's all good.
would you like some food?
No, I'm good. Here's an extra 5 gold if you don't talk to me all night. I'll give her an extra 5 gold on top of the 5 gold that I gave her, like in the very beginning for us giving us extra time in the room.
Okay. She just kind of plucks it away. She's gonna walk around from the bar to come over to the table. She's gonna walk up to Wallace, kind of stretch and push her chest out a little bit. You still picking at your food, I see.
Yes, yes, I am.
Do you need anything else to drink? Does the puppy need anything else to drink?
No, the puppy's good.
Okay.
I'll have another ale now.
All right, I will get that for you. How about you, sir? Oh wait, no, it's you. But she just walks by. She wants nothing to do with Dorn. Anybody over here need a drink? Molly's too busy like touching Cormon's calf, and she's very enthralled by it. And Taliba just kind of stares up at her. You know I can't drink. I've been here a while. She kind of sulks off to go peruse what's going on over here.
Cockblock Elrod. I mean, what? As she often
Mm-hmm.
does.
All right, sexy short stack. Let's go sit over here.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Let me show you a
That's
trick.
how
It's
Molly
called drinking and flexing at the same time.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I've mastered it. I'm fantastic. Check it out.
Well, that's quite the feat there.
Look at this. My deltoid is bigger than you are. Ha ha!
Damn.
Good lord.
Was a perception of 17 enough to notice the devil at the...
The devil?
Oh,
Oh, Umbra?
The devil went out of Georgia.
you've probably noticed her by now.
Umbra, what the hell are you doing here?
Dorn!
Where do you know her? No, he doesn't see this.
She promptly pulls her arm off of Ayleth, turns to Dorn, drapes an arm over his shoulder, knowing how antisocial he is, and just gives him a big ol' hug.
I'm gonna
He kind of-
glare at Dorn.
He doesn't notice. He kind of tenses up a little bit, but doesn't really reciprocate. How do you know?
The rod.
I wanted to say it, but I didn't.
Oh, Elrod. You remember that story I was telling about the city of Swamp Gate many months ago?
Uh-huh.
He's the half elf. The one that fell
Huh?
the one that fell in the mud.
Is that a euphemism for anal sex?
No. No, it is not.
Everyone knows each other here.
Oh, it's just
I
her.
feel so left out.
It's her just making shit up. Yeah, he's the one, the girly one that got shot up by the guy that had the two swords.
Hey, Ayleth, if you're
Kovan's
feeling
gonna
left
have
out,
enough
I
of
got
that.
another leg you could come sit on.
Kovan's gonna have enough of that and leave the bar.
Oh no, this one's very interesting.
She probably spins back around and drapes an arm over Ayleth too. Now this is what I call a good night.
It's certainly been an
Oh, man.
experience, yes.
I don't know why I didn't put this.
I
didn't know
didn't
why I
realize
put
how many
this
of it's were
together.
chicks.
What are you doing so far from home?
Me?
No, Dorn.
Avenging Cliffsdale.
Oh.
But that's done now. So now I'm just trying to get home.
Oh yes, that's right. You were on that ship. I mean, good job. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. You know how I work.
Unfortunately.
So you still working for her?
For now.
And how's that
Eh?
going for you?
Well, I'm not on fire, so I guess it's well on.
Just in his pants! He'll yell from across the way.
Oh, man.
Wait, are you the Rod now? Because that's something the Rod would say.
No.
I see. And so Uber's gonna just kind of engage Dorn and Ayleth in more conversation, mostly made up stories about her travels with Elrod up in Swampgate, and none of them make Elrod look good. Not a
Did
single.
Elrod try to make a pass at her?
She's gonna say that he did.
Wait, I missed that part. What did Dorn ask?
Elrod made a pass at Umbra, and Umbra's gonna tell y'all that he did, even though it never happened.
What's a pass?
A pass is to make it a flirt. Try to get with.
Oh,
Yes.
doesn't sound like him.
Well, he's much more open when he's alone.
Ah,
Which Aleph is like the one person who would know that isn't quite true because they hang out so much. That's beautiful.
yeah, but the thing is, they've basically always been with others or passed out when they're alone together.
True, true.
So what's the story with the little one and
Oh, the other two? Which little one? The redhead or the pink head?
Pinkhead?
Oh. Amber, this is like the one time Umber's not being loud and obnoxious. She leans out. She goes, "She's a werewolf."
Wait, she's a what?
Yeah. But shh. I'm actually trying.
And she's
What are we shushing? Oh, wait, actually, should I roll perception to see
Roll
if I can hear
perception, yes. You pick up on the very tail end of woof.
that? Wait, what?
You,
Do
What
we
are we
have any
talking
silver?
about?
say that again?
Do we have any silver?
It's okay. She's on our side.
She's
Yes.
not gonna go on a rampage and kill everybody?
No. You see, there's these druids over in this halfling city across the way. And there were some druids that went rogue, and we're using lichens and lichen blood and all this stuff to do weird rituals and turn halflings into werewolves because they wanted to take their city. They got driven out of the forest by the Kinku. They were all living underground, like moles. And so these druids got tired of living underground. They wanted to revolt. Well, your friend, or Elrod's little harem here, stayed-
Harem?
The harem.
Yes, that's the
What's
word.
a harem?
The Harlem?
I said Harlem on accident.
Oh no, Globetrotters.
Oh no, the place I live in.
Gosh.
What's a harem? You don't know what a harem is, dear?
No. It's a new word to me.
They're corrupting all my friends. Get her away.
A bunch of
Okay,
a bunch of whores.
Well, you see, a harem is what happens to all the ladies every time Koromon goes into any city anywhere.
So say Koromon.
A following of women.
Koromon whips off
Oh.
his belt and he shows you all the notches and
You've got to be bullshitting me. There's no way. No.
Let me finish. The head druid was able to counteract the ritual, and some of the druids that were on their side, with the help of their goddess, they designed these trinkets that these turned ones can wear to help keep everything in check, and they've trained them, and they actually did conquer the Kenku, but all the bad druids got, dealt with too.
Yay! Happy ending.
But
I'm so happy.
Okay.
But
I was worried.
she's
Sorry.
more like a harmless puppy. She turns, her fur is pink when she changes forms.
oh, that's adorable.
So, based on this, Ayleth would be able to, like, listening in on this, Ayleth would be able to pick up that she's saying that Molly is a werewolf.
Yes.
That sounds so cute.
It is.
By the way, Koromon has no idea.
Nope.
Good, let's keep it
She's
that way.
terrifying.
This is their own little conversation. Molly's just over there, like, feeling his muscles every time he flexes to drink and things. And the whole time she's doing this, she's not looking at Koromon. She's giving Elvira and Elrod the stink eye from across the bar.
What is Elvira just
Koromon
chatting with Elrod, or is she
recognizes
like
that
leaning on him?
Koromon
She's
doesn't-
pretty much relaying the story that Umbra told, but more detail and with more, like...
Facts.
Honesty.
Yes.
Okay.
Talia's just kind of come up and sat down with y'all, picked at her food.
So when she transforms, she keeps her sanity.
Yes. Yes,
Can
yes,
I-
she does.
Can I pet her?
Yes.
Get in line.
That sounds so adorable.
Head scritches.
So what's the story between Asmodeus and Elrod?
Oh, well, see, Elrod killed my brother and then took his ring and put it on like an idiot.
And he's alive?
Fuck?
I'm sorry? Skamos is dead, yes.
And you haven't killed Elrod yet?
No, Skamos is an asshole.
Well, we both know that, but it's family.
Eh.
He was your asshole, as it were.
That is a very weird way to say that, but yes. But
Yeah.
I kind of drew the line when he killed an entire temple full of priestesses and took over an entire town and then actually tried to summon Asmodeus here. Like, I get it. Asmodeus is cool and all, but I really don't want him here.
I don't think anybody wants Asmodeus here.
But now that I have the ring, I can make sure he can't be resurrected because it's the last little bit of him that's left.
Ah, okay. Things are starting to make a lot more sense.
Wait, wasn't Dorn present when the ring jumped on Elrod's finger?
Mm-hmm.
When the ring jumped on him, but
Okay.
he didn't really know where Elrod got it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, all he saw was that it busted through a jar and attached itself.
Gotcha. So he knows Elrod didn't voluntarily put it on, at least.
Yeah.
Right, I don't want him to think I'm a demon worshiper or something.
Asmodeus.
Asmodeus. Asmodeus. Worshiper. Or whatever the fuck.
God, you're gonna get Weasel singing that wrestling song. Yes.
What about
Asmodeus.
Fiona?
I haven't heard anything on that front. With Skamos dead, I haven't heard much of anything, really. Which doesn't necessarily bode well for me either.
Mm-mm.
But all's been quiet on the devil front.
Honestly, that's probably for the best with all the destruction that's going on.
Yeah. They did find some aberrations up in Swampgate.
Wait, what?
Yeah, our lovely friend over there. She promptly just slowly turns and gestures to Elrod. Apparently, he and his last traveling crew left a nice gaping vortex in the middle of the ruins of the original Swampgate. And some
A
bad...
vortex which leads to where?
Yes.
That's a that's a very good question. I just know there were some weird aberrant creatures. I went back up there to scout around for a few things, and I didn't stay very long. The adventurer that I took with me did, though. Poor fellow. He was so close, too. And she winked.
Oh, things just keep getting worse and worse.
Yeah, have you done any stargazing lately?
Some,
Have you noticed the new celestial body in the sky?
no.
Take a look tonight. It'll be to the northeast. It's barely there, very barely visible. It's just a small green speck, but it's definitely new.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I still don't know how you find all this out.
Well,
But don't ever change.
if I wasn't good at what I did, I wouldn't have all this money.
She has the plot ring. No.
She's got plot armor.
She's got plot
Suck
armor.
it.
Turns out Umbra's the one essential character in the whole campaign.
Koromon approves of this plot armor.
Does it flex?
Oh, that reminds me, there was one more character supposed to make an appearance tonight.
Oh
no.
boy!
Oh no!
What?
I don't know who it could be.
Another one?
Who do you think it is?
Oh no!
Is it Arkin?
Is it who?
Arkin?
Arkin.
No.
Oh. I don't know who it could be.
Uh,
Not my dad.
Where's the character sheet at?
I think I know who it is. See, this is why I organize all of mine into folders.
No, that's I've been pulling these out of the archives, so I don't have so much shit on my folders.
Ah.
Is it Firebeard? Is Firebeard making an appearance?
Yeah.
No,
Is Firebeard
it
gonna show up?
is. I actually have two on my list, but I can't find the sheet for one, so we'll start with this one.
Oh, this is awkward.
Wait, is this another titty witch that just showed up?
I knew it! I knew it!
Why the fuck? Oh, there it is. Oh, sorry, something's not loading right here. What the oh.
Wait, Venus is here?
An elegant woman in very elegant regal robes enters the door.
Are you familiar with this? Really? Oh.
Do I just sense her magic as she steps in?
Oh yeah.
Elrod, as him and Elvira are just chatting and Talib is hanging out, he just suddenly, his nose twitches and he sniffs. Oh no. He glances towards the door.
She seems to pop in for a brief second. Head over to the bar, communicate something over to Hog's wife. And she seems to glance your direction as she turns around to leave. After this very quick conversation. And you can almost feel like daggers are staring at you.
Elrod clears back.
Wallace is getting impatient because he still hasn't had his beer yet.
Call her out.
Me?
No.
I'm just saying, get lost.
Koromon pounds on the table. More beer!
Hey,
This character doesn't really have somebody to reappear with, though, because he's not here anymore.
Umber, would you mind ordering me a beer?
Oh, sure. Yes.
Elrod is just a
Funny
chick
story.
magnet.
Oh, another story? How about... And she pulls Ayleth even closer. She's, like, actually holding Ayleth in ways that are probably inappropriate.
Half-White walks over to the bartender and starts barking.
Ayleth doesn't actually, like, seem to show any sign of caring.
Everyone roll perception.
And it teleports behind you. If I get this... Oh, I almost rolled nature by accident. Oh, first one.
Oh wow, your perception is really low.
Yeah, it's bad. 25.
Well, this person's base stealth check without any dice is a 23, so...
Nani! He flips around now. Nani?
No, I mean, without rolling, she has a 20... This character has a 23, so... When I roll it, it is much higher than that.
Do whatever you want.
You feel these two arms just kind of... elbows first land on your shoulder, and this little person leans over and go, "Where's Talos?"
Oh my god!
Eliani!
Yes.
On the list of people I never thought I'd see again.
I get that a lot.
Yeah. Good to see you well. How you been?
Oh, well, you know, am I interrupting something here?
Not really.
Oh.
He just kind of glances at Elvira, glances at Tally, glances back, or looks over at her. Still not comfortable with your hands near my throat. Nothing personal. I've seen what you've done.
Right. Well, shoot. I was hoping he'd be here with all these people around. There's some good legal work about to be done.
What do you mean?
Well, the airship, of course.
Why is it legal work?
Well, it's legal in the sense of I'm being paid to do things I normally do, but for good reasons.
Oh, that's good. Good for you.
Yeah.
If you are looking for Telos, you'll have to go to Britain. He's settled down. He's like a big, pansy or whatever.
I see. Well, I'm gonna go back to the airship then. Whatever.
She's on the airship now. Wait, I thought she took off on her own. I didn't think she stayed with the party.
She didn't.
Okay.
I'm trying to drop hints here.
So, wait. The airship, when did you join up with everyone? He kind of tries to shrug off her arms.
Then she pulls them off.
Okay.
Your little friend can explain.
Which little friend?
Well,
Machine gun.
that one.
Everyone is here.
Or that one. Or that one with the horns. She's fun, by the way. Or...
Umbra's terrifying. Stop.
Oh no, she's a sweetheart. Even Elvira's like, yeah, she's not that bad.
You're saying that?
She's nice.
He kind of glances over at Umbra, practically groping Ayleth. I'll believe it when I see it.
So, in that meantime, I didn't want to forget about what Wallace did. Half-Fight ran over to scuddied over to Hog's wife and gave a few barks, and she, panicked, oh my god, his drink! And ran over back to Wallace with, 3 drinks in her hands and just plopped them all down on the table for him. I'm so sorry. Please don't be mad. It's busy tonight.
I'm just gonna say, Elrod, Umbra and Ayleth are talking, and Ayleth is acting like there's nothing wrong.
Oh, of course. What would mess with his head more? What did she do to you? How did she hurt you? Did she brand you? Did she whitewash you?
No.
No. He didn't say that to Eliane.
No.
Darling Beck, so the little friend can tell me, huh? Anyone, huh? Very
Yeah.
well.
I mean, when did you get here? Have you not seen all the people gathering?
We arrived literally today.
Oh, well, that's why. Most people are on the airship by now, getting ready to go.
Most? How many more of there are you? I don't know how many more reunions my heart can take today.
Several hundred.
Huh?
You haven't heard?
No!
They're prepping an army to go take back Emberwood Island.
Emberwood.
And then
Festival.
Eliane pats you on the head and just walks off.
I would expect nothing different. Emberwood. Is that true? Of course it's true. What's the deal with that, Elvira?
Well, one of the 6 is there. The orcs? The red orcs?
Where did we muster the forces?
I didn't muster them. The elves did.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. Surprised they're traveling by airship. That's new.
Well, they need to move a lot of people very quickly across the ocean. It was a gift from an island down to the south, who sent their own set of reinforcements there.
I'm starting to put the pictures together.
Oh,
That
that's-
gentleman over there, have you spoken with him before?
Which one?
You point to Wallace. Goes
Uh,
by Wallace?
no.
Or Weasel. Is that his name? Weasel or Wallace?
Wallace.
Wallace. Okay, I keep looking at Weasel and thinking the name's the same like mine is.
It's Wallace. No, actually, I've not seen him before. Those three showed up, just a little while ago.
He claims to be from a land very far south. Far from beyond.
Would you
where-
say like a land down under?
A land down under. A land down under, you could say. And his emperor has interest in, dethroning these six as a threat to his power. Regardless of their motives, they seem to be willing to help us. I wonder if it's the same donation.
No. Get out your map, I'll show you.
Pulls out the map.
Let me pull
You
it.
better run. You better take cover.
She points to the side of the map with Drekthar down, far southwest of Railport. There's an island with a volcano kind of drawn onto it called... Oh god, the evil ducks. Called Relia.
Oh God, the
Ralaia.
Relia.
Roll.
Sorry, guys.
Roll.
I'm trying to get stuff.
That's alright, bud. Roll a wisdom check. Just baseline
Alright.
wisdom. Yes.
I.
Roll an intellect check.
That's Elrod's thing.
We'll see if you
Extreme.
remember instead of putting two and two together. So, as you're looking at the map, one thing you recall from the map is there used to be a symbol on that island.
Oh!
It's not
That
there
was,
anymore.
That was where wasn't that where Arkin was?
That's where the Raven Queen symbol used to be.
Yeah, the little raven. Yeah, that must have been Arkin. I assumed it was Arkin. I mean, come on.
The Raven symbol is now on Emberwood Island.
Oh no. He doesn't need an army. Elrod says to Elvira.
They're a very peculiar culture, but it was good to see Arkin again. He's a little disappointed that I'm not following the Raven Queen, but he got over it.
Good. Goodness gracious.
Who told the story? I'm just curious.
Elvira.
Oh my.
She, the map shows his symbol over on Emberwood, and Elvira said she ran into Arkin because of the airship, and he was a little upset that she wasn't following the Raven Queen anymore, but that he eventually got over it.
What is Elvira's symbol on the map?
Elvira's symbol is no longer on the map, but it was Saloon
Okay.
or Cyanine, one of the two. I forget at this point.
Saloon.
Saloon,
Same,
yeah.
same.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Cyanine was
Talos.
another cause.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was
Alright.
Saloon.
Well, I can't say I'm bothered by that fact. It was all a little too, what's the word, a little too dark. What is it? What's that I heard the children say? Edgy. Here's some children. As the children would say, edgy. Too on the edge for me.
I suppose.
Old man Elrod.
Oh man, Elrod.
But it was good to
Turns out-
it was good to spend some time with him again. He calmed down after some time.
Oh, good.
I mean, it was a long flight, so
Plus, without Alex driving him mad.
she doesn't really elaborate beyond that.
There was ways to pass the time.
I'm gonna need an insight or wisdom.
That is insight.
And he believes not. Does he believe nothing happened?
If it wasn't Elrod, I would say he picks up on it.
But it's not Elrod.
But it's Elrod.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yes. Tally was standing next to her, like bumping her fists together.
Okay, that's too much. What happened? It's not you I don't trust, he points at Elvira. It's when she's smirking there's a problem. He smirks down at Talibar.
Oh my god.
What did he do?
Arkin showed me some more tricks with the sword.
Of course he did.
He's very rough, and he had a conversation with Miss Elvira, and I heard her scream at one point, so I think they got into a fight.
Did you know that if you strike someone in just the right place, it completely disembowels them?
I gotta find a
This sounds like Archon. This is how I imagine Archon teaching people how to fight.
Never always forward, never back. I'm gonna go eat.
I see. Poor Elrod.
Elvira just kind of sighs.
I
So,
got a better one. It's a better one.
ignore Taliba, you know how she is. That's true, except the first time was an actual sword.
Just forgive me.
That means penis.
Roller coasters of emotions this evening.
It's been
I'm
quite
glad you-
overwhelming.
Yes, well, I'm glad you two had a pleasant get together. Anyway, we need to go help him as soon as possible. When are we leaving?
Are you jealous, Elrod?
Not at all. Is that a bluff check?
Yes, it is.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! That's actually not bad for
He's been
Elrod.
hanging out with the good crowd.
He's been hanging around with so many other chicks. No.
Aelith rubs off on him.
No, not at all.
One of these
I
days, she's
twitch.
gonna
I just-
teach him how to bluff.
Oh, she's got a good
I
insight.
just want to say, Aelith would have to roll a 3 to equal that.
Elvira, with a 16, she still fails. She believes you. She's not very...
Wait, an Elvira with a 16?
An insight, yes.
Our cocktail run.
Oh God, y'all started RPing in like 3 different places. This is ridiculous.
Sorry, guys.
I'm enjoying listening to this.
I'm trying to juggle it, but Elrod
I-
keeps causing issues.
Hey,
I'm fine with how the current conversation is going between Aelith and Umbra.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I have this now. And she pulls out, this is Umbra. She pulls out a gold coin, but it's got this weird symbol on it. She doesn't even know what it is.
Ooh.
Yeah, found it in the depths of the ruins of Swampgate. It looks like a mind flayer's head on the coin. Do you want it, Dorn? She's like twirling it between her fingers.
An arcane check. Sure. Looks interesting.
That said, as you feel it, the emblem of the mind flayer is just a small engraving, and even with basic arcane knowledge, there's no even like the slightest hint of magic on it. I don't
Idiot's
think
hiding.
there's any properties to it. You know, I'm a little bit adept in magic.
I don't feel anything either.
And she gives Aelith another hug and pulls her a little closer. Do you know anything about magic?
Gonna
Is she
Toss
always
it
this
over to Aelith.
quiet?
sometimes.
She licks Aelith on the cheek.
Ugh.
Is Aelith still with us?
Yeah?
Okay. Did you hear any of that?
That she licks Aelith on the cheek.
She also asked if she knew magic.
Why, yes, actually.
Good.
I'm not trained like Dawn or Elrod, but,
And then quite literally, almost like the blink of an eye, she grabs a coin from Dorn, swips it over to her other finger, and hands it to Aelith. Check this.
She's barking up the wrong trees. No, I'm kidding. Ooh,
There's...
Aelith sniffs it.
Oh, God.
just like Elrod.
See, there's no hint of magic on this thing.
Seems normal to me.
Huh. I didn't know mind flayers engraved their money. And she plucks it back and hands it back to Dorn. Meanwhile, at the table of justice.
Table of Justice! Oh my god, that's so perfect!
So, Mr. Corman, was it?
Yeah. Yes.
Do you have any other talents?
Aha!
I mean, you've been flexing for the last 20 minutes.
How big is this table in front of me? Can I lift it
Elrod's
up over
a
my
man
head?
of
I lift
many
up the table
talents.
over my head.
Roll an athletics check. It
I'm
seats.
gonna pick my. I'm
The
gonna
table
pick my
seats
beer
12
off
people.
The table.
Say Wallace grabs his beer off.
I'm gonna pick my beer off the table before he does that.
Corman squats down under the table, gets up underneath it, and starts lifting, and you actually see it rising up from the floor.
And it's spinning and it's spinning and it's spinning.
And then he starts to spin it. And plates go flying off. Zaylee and Sora weren't quick enough to grab their drinks. They go tumbling off. Molly, on the other hand, attempts to jump up on the table, probably smacked by one of the corners as it spins and plummets to the floor. Ow.
Yeah, I think Koromon puts the table down and attends to the unconscious halfling.
She's not unconscious. She's just well bruised at this point. Ah, well,
Pretty durable.
you're definitely far stronger than Mr. Elrod. And she's actually got like this dreamy look in her eyes.
Say that 3 times more.
You're certainly stronger than Mr. Elrod. She repeats it 3 more times for you.
I'm gonna look at Hey, Koromon.
Is that
Hey,
Koromon?
Koromon. Koromon. Yeah, it's Kovan.
What's up?
Hey,
What's
yeah, over here. You can see me across this massive table, right? Yeah. It seems like you're getting a little tired there. Don't you want to head on off to bed?
What are you trying to put me to sleep like the Hulk or something? Like, oh, it's getting the sun's
No, I
getting real
thought-
low
I
there.
thought-
Oh, I'm muted.
I thought you and Molly were looking a little sleepy. That's weird. Okay, never mind.
Jesus Christ! What are you, the pimp?
I feel like the table
Hey.
spinning would have grabbed Elrod's attention.
Oh yeah, everybody knows the table's spinning.
He books it over. Corman, what the hell are you doing?
While that was going on, there was this distant "Put the fucking table down" from Hog's
Hey,
wife.
Koromon, you know what would make that trick better? If we lift the table on fire.
No! No!
There will be none of that.
Dorn, no. Enough of you and your stupid talk of fire.
How much do Dorn, Elrod, and Kovan all weigh?
You could probably lift us. You just lifted like a 15-foot table, solid wood.
Yeah, I want to see.
Yeah.
Can I? What do I have to roll to see if I can actually juggle the 3 of them?
A near
The
perfect.
roll to
athletics
hit
check.
Elrod first.
I'm gonna roll the fucking check.
To actually juggle them would be a near perfect athletics check. Just lifting the table is a different sort of feat of strength there.
Damn it!
You're able to get Elrod off the ground, and you kind of, just for practice, toss him up in the air, and you catch him in the other arm, and you flex for Molly and Elvira. And even Uber gives a little clap. Of course, she's being a sarcastic bitch. the whole
I
time.
don't consent to this.
Ayleth's just gonna whisper to Umbra, "This group is fun. I like this group."
Well, Corman, did you tell them the story about how you nearly lost to me in arm wrestling?
Yes,
But
let's tell that
but
tale.
who won? Who won?
After a retry? You.
But who won?
Want to do that? Want to test that again?
Sit down, buddy. We're gonna arm wrestle.
He just flicks
But
Elrod over
first,
the
you gotta
table.
take your shirt off, and we gotta get you oiled up. Come here.
I don't need the oil.
Yep. Nope. Help you.
Koromon, no,
Uh-huh.
remember,
Yep.
go to the room first before.
He wasn't even through getting his shirt off under his armor, and you just slathered his shirt.
Oil. And Elrod is.
That oil is the best. It gets into everything, doesn't it, Elrod?
So Wallace, you've been,
It's in his raccoon wound.
Going to need yet another bath.
Wallace is getting a great first impression of this group.
That's it. I'm gonna whisper. Okay, yeah. So I'm assuming we line up.
Yep. Both of you roll
Yeah,
athletics.
Kovan, you want to be the table again so we can arm wrestle atop you?
Wait, hold on. I just
I'm
realized
good.
something.
Thanks. There's a table over there.
What?
Oh, out of character, I just realized something. Is the oil that Cormac keeps putting on everybody the bullywug slime?
No.
Oh
Okay.
God. No. No.
We should.
Sorry.
It definitely gives you a +1 to diplomacy or charisma, or whatever check though. At least it gives me +1 to charisma for flex. Is it an endurance check or what's the
It's
athletics check?
athletics.
We gonna do it the same way we did last time, or are we gonna do critical rolls?
I'm doing our spin-off on it, but critical rolls way.
So what do I do? Am I going to roll twice as well?
No, the 30 was
Oh.
the picking you up in the air and throwing you in and catch. I was trying to judge.
Okay.
Oh, I thought we were arm wrestling. No.
They are.
Oh,
Yes,
Come on, I need to
35 is
roll.
the arm wrestling.
Wild juggling.
Christ,
No,
I
no,
need to roll a
no.
20 to match that.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Oh, I
Damn
saw
it, it was on a 20
there.
for a second.
Yeah, I saw the 20 there for a second. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding.
So the two
It
put their
does.
arms down. They start their arm wrestling match, and right off the bat, Elrod is just trying and trying and trying, and Cormon's not even looking at Elrod. He's sitting there flexing with his other arm for Molly.
Yeah.
And he's even scooped down and picked her up, and he's flexing while holding Molly.
Ah, kiss the bicep.
She does.
Ew.
Ooh, +1.
And
+1
it-
to athletics.
And then he just kind of starts pushing Elrod's hand down towards the table, so roll again.
Athletics again? Okay.
Wallace is half pint
Oh, fuck me.
forward, man.
Yeah. What is Half Pint
I don't, know
doing?
if, I don't know if he sees him or not. Yeah.
You can make he's busy. What does Half Pint do?
Half pint goes underneath. Half pint begins to start barking. Try to distract him.
Oh, it
Can
seems
I
to
reach
work.
down and this is the little ghost dog, right?
Yeah.
So I gotta reach down and pick him up and like hold the little ghost dog up in the air and go. Rah, 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 rah.
While you're flexing Molly, she like latches onto your arm as you reach down to scoop up the ethereal dog. And now you're pumping the dog too, as it's barking in your face the entire time, but you're still pushing Elrod's arm more and more towards the table. Possibly one last athletics check. Well, I mean, it's whoever loses 3 first. Oh, you take the dog. You hold it up high, and with Molly hanging on, you're just holding them both up in the air as a show of force, and then you poof Elrod's hand right into the table.
Wait, so is it the 26? Or the 32?
The 26 feature 20, 32
Okay.
feature 24.
Oh, right, I rolled twice at the beginning by accident.
Haha, good show, old sport.
Molly's fanning herself. Umbra's like up on the stool, just applauding as loud as she can.
Alright, Corman, let's do this my way then.
He needs more oil first.
Yeah, maybe oil up some more. Let's get you oiled up. Come on, Doran, help me out.
Magic starts to glow around his hand. Come on, one more. It's not gonna hurt you. I have an idea. I'm whispering this something.
Hang on, Corum. Oops. Shit.
I like how Koromon is
Koromon,
apparently every professional wrestler in history.
Basically. Yeah, Coromon had to take a minute in between arm wrestling competitions there to do some flexing for the crowd.
Bravo! This is Umbra. You don't know where she gets it, but she just starts throwing roses at you.
All right, we doing this again?
One more for fun.
Always up for a challenge.
Ayleth is cheering alongside Umbra. She doesn't have
Take my
anything to
energy.
throw though. So she's just applauding and cheering.
Good lord. I don't even know what my better modifier is. No, it's still athletics.
On a check against what?
I haven't rolled yet. Oh, Dorn did.
Yeah, I'm giving him my energy.
Oh
my God.
Spirit energy.
Does Elrod like get +2 to the roll or something?
Let me check
Miss
something.
call. I dropped an idea in his chat.
Let's see.
Let me take off my sweatshirt real quick. I'm taking my headset off.
Oh man, get some oil.
Let's see. Let me check something out.
All right, I'm back. What'd you say, Mist? Sorry.
I'm checking something.
We took your sweatshirt off. Did you get the oil? Because if we're gonna take this seriously, we gotta take it seriously.
Elrod
no.
is glistening right now.
He's glistening and handsome and all like and pretty, very pretty.
All right. Between your thing and what Dorn has done, I'm going to adjust a stat for you. There.
I've also.
Okay.
Hmm?
I won't tell you what I
Oh my
did.
god.
Okay.
Wrong chat, Jetstar. Okay. I've made an adjustment. You're not
Okay.
allowed to look at your sheet. Use the skill button.
Oh, okay.
We're not allowed to look at it. We
Well,
just
I'm talking to him. So roll your athletics to counter Cormon's as you guys place your hand back on the table.
So don't open my character sheet. What's the skill check button again? Isn't that hidden in
No,
token?
If you click on your token, it's at the top.
Erupting alien bedroom.
this is fucking
Skill.
shenanigans. I'm telling you right now.
Athletics. Jesus, his strength is just so massive.
That's what she said, baby. Mm-hmm.
He did roll a crit to give his energy. That's true.
Where I see a 19.
Yeah, I rolled a 19.
No, I see a 19 for Dorn's Arcana check.
He's just being silly.
Jetstar,
All right,
quit
another
typing in the RP channel.
Oh, that's the wrong channel.
Ah, damn.
Round 2.
Here, I'll delete it.
Oh, I rolled 2 by accident. Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, it's round 2. So Cormon's still flexing and showing off from Molly this entire time. You put up a little bit more of a fight, but you're still losing the battle here, Elrod.
Oh my god.
One
Come on, we
more.
gotta recreate the freak situation. Athletics.
There's your chance.
Oh, he's coming back!
Your
He's
hands,
getting angry!
your hand suddenly bursts blue, and you feel this small surge of strength as you start pushing Cormon back the other way.
Ooh.
Again.
And again. Ooh! I rolled a 19! Wait, that math doesn't. Yes, it does.
And then...
Damn!
Oh, you had me going there a minute, boy.
Good game,
So-
Coromon.
Using with the feat that you told me about, I allowed it. And then Dorn gave you an extra boost. So you had a +4 in your athletics rolls.
That's
An
funny.
extra +4, I should say.
Yay.
You don't anymore as the magic fades away.
Stronger. You must have been
course.
taking notes and watching me and practicing in your off time. I like
not-
it. They slap him on the shoulder. Get this man up.
Close enough.
I can't even get one.
I'll take
Service here is abysmal.
vodka on the rocks would be pleasant. Tonight's been a night.
All right, Coromon's gonna go over to the bar and bang on it a few times. Let's get some
Yes,
drink.
yes, I'm so sorry. It's been very busy. What do you want? What do you want?
I'll take 6 beers and what do you want? Elrod, what do you want?
Vodka on the
Get
rocks.
this man a bottle of vodka and some rocks.
Hey, a bottle.
Does he mean a vodka on the rocks?
No, I don't know what.
I would just
Alright.
kind of make the face.
Right.
Rocks and alcohol.
Tell you what, I'll bring you all 2 trays of beers and some spirits and some alcohol, other and wines, and just
Sounds
leave
great.
it for you.
Perfect.
Be there
That
shortly.
would be lovely.
Meanwhile, after all the fancy displays and all these roses where nobody knows where Oberyn's getting them, she's just pulling them out of a bag. She probably has a bag, like multiple bags of holding, knowing her. There's just a pile of roses at Cormon's feet. She plops back down, drapes another arm around Ayleth. So,
I'm gonna pick up each one of the stools that these 2 fine ladies are sitting on and bring them over with me to the table. What role is that? An athletics check?
it's
Yeah.
fine. You've shown off enough.
Ayleth just yelps in surprise.
Balanced perfectly, brought over on stools, set down, and now we're all.
Totally.
I'm so sorry for the service tonight, y'all. Here's a bunch of drinks for everybody on the house. Y'all have been entertaining the crowd, and I will take away that double charge for the robed guy's room and all that.
Thank you very much. You're quite
This
kind.
is my kind of a place.
Welcome to Railport. And she rushes
Very
off.
generous of you.
She actually looks exhausted. Like, there's not even that many people in here, but you got to think about it. She's having to climb up and down stools to serve everybody.
Elrod just grabs the first bottle of clear liquid and just fucking starts drinking from it.
Holy crap!
He gets like a third of the way through the bottle and he's like, oh, that's better.
Shortly
Doesn't even seem
after,
affected.
she comes running back with this tray of food.
20
and
bonus?
It looks like meats and vegetables and bread and just various little assortments. There's like cheese. And she just leaves it for you, and you just see Ayleth's face kind of go, oh no.
Oh, what, cheese?
At the food. Taliba didn't look very thrilled to be seeing more food either. And she finds a spot over here by Kovan.
Why? What's the deal with
Hey!
the food? I don't get it. Did I miss something?
Nobody knows yet.
I'll pass on the food for now, thank you.
No hungry, eh?
You know,
No.
Sora and Zayla haven't really ate theirs either. I don't know how Wallace has been doing on his food, but I told him what it was, though.
I haven't eaten any food.
I said Wallace.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna pull Umbra. Umbra seems to be way off over on the corner, so I'm gonna pull her in. Let me tell you the story
They're on the
about how I
stools if you want.
single-handedly destroyed the Hydra with these bare hands. Come
Single-handedly.
Yes, absolutely. Zero magic was used.
Zero
None.
magic and zero
wasn't
hits
necessary.
in the face.
Have you seen these delts?
Oh, I want to hear Mr. Koromon, and Molly's back up on his arm again.
Well, you see.
Don't leave out the part where I got bit several times protecting your cowardly behind.
Or the time I saved Firebeard's ass.
Ah, isn't that adorable? No one can hear anything you're saying. As I was saying.
It's sad and true.
So, at this point, y'all have been entertained by this revelry of a tale from Koromon that is totally off kilter from what actually happened.
Which Elrod constantly corrects.
He tells
It's
how
total bullshit.
he tries to tell how Elrond went and hid behind one of the stalagmites, and how Dorn was busy bathing in the hot springs, and how he and Firebeard were the only manly men to get in there up close and personal and were throwing these wild punches. And he only mentions Firebeard because Firebeard has this marvelous beard, just like Koromon does. And
That's how I remember.
Good lord.
Excellent
No
story.
homo.
he tells how Ayleth just stood there like a cheerleader, cheering and singing and dancing for him. And how he ripped every head off the Hydra, and as more Hydras came in, he ripped those heads off too. And eventually the Hydra just gave up and got tired of trying to regrow heads, and it just surrendered and fell over. Out of pure pity out of pure shame at how bad it was being beaten by Koromon. And Molly is just eating this up like the biggest fangirl could.
Yes, absolutely. Zero fire was used to cauterize the heads. Absolutely none.
Just
You're correct.
No
It was-
shame, Dorn. No shame. Got it.
You were there too. You were using fire as well.
So Wallace, from what you've gathered tonight is the large Goliath man, and he stands taller than like everybody in the group. Bulging muscles. He looks like almost like a professional wrestler would. He just seems to exaggerate on everything that he does, and you're not sure if he's ever telling the truth or not because the rest of the group is like, no, that's not how it happened. But he just seems so dead sure on what's going on.
So I'm curious though. Would that be a bluff check, or is it because it's convinced, like in his head, that's how the story actually was? Like he's not really lying at that point. He's convinced himself that was the actual.
I'm not giving him a diplomacy buff. He's trying to defamatize Elrod, so don't bother.
He for him it's
Definitely.
not to him it's not bluffing. He's telling the truth.
No, okay. Let's rephrase. I'm not gonna straight out lie. That wouldn't be fair. I'm gonna tell the story about how we all valiantly defeated the massive Hydra, but how I was like the most important and right in the middle of it all. I put the most amount of emphasis on all of the amazing spin dragon punch kicking and fucking elbow fisting that I did, and then there was everybody else involved. So I didn't leave anybody else out. That wouldn't be fair.
Once you finish the story up, you're gonna see Sora kind of finally lean forward on the table. She's gonna look to Wallace, and she goes, "We killed the dragon."
Oh, I've killed the dragon. Everyone kind of perks up at a conversation that he
Yeah,
can.
but a dragon only has one head. Shut up.
Hydras aren't even. Oh goodness.
He does kind of have a point.
Master Wallace walked up and touched it, and the thing died
Really?
instantly.
Elrod looks
That's
at
not the
Wallace.
whole story. We all helped.
I do-
Fucking Monty Python voice.
That voice cannot be comfortable to make.
It's not as bad as you think.
Okay.
No, that's his drinking voice right there.
Yeah, it is. Corman, you seem like you're hungry after all that.
I'm sorry. Is there a small woman speaking? Where's that coming from? Corman's literally surrounded by like fangirls. I can't. Where does this voice? I can't even see where the voice is coming from.
It's coming from this direction.
Look how far this is over here, and I have to look over all of this boobage this way and that way.
And Elrod's
Why?
weird feminine features.
Speak up. Speak.
Oh my god.
Oh, I found it.
Corman, why don't you have something to eat to regather your strength?
Yeah, what sort of food is in front of me? Is there like an entire ham hock, like some side of loin beef that I can just, start tearing hunks of flesh?
You have to
Shocking
taste
fears.
it to know what it is.
I mean, if you're really hungry, then eat up. But if you're looking more for appetizing food, I'd recommend looking at.
What's wrong with this food? Not that I've been eating it.
It tastes like plant. Even the meat tastes like plant. That's Sora.
I'm like halfway through one bite and I spit the whole thing out.
Where's the meat?
It tastes like tofu.
What is this kibble?
It's all the food they have here, all of it.
I don't understand. I need an explanation.
I
Zandy's
don't
gonna
have many good memories of this place, the food included.
Zandy's gonna perk up. Mr. Corman, this is a plant-based substance known as tofu. It's used to make various types of foods and substitution of meat and other veggies, at least in this case, that aren't readily available to the public.
Wait, we ran out of meat?
That doesn't sound very manly, Korma.
What doesn't sound manly? Meat?
No.
Eating meat?
This tofu that they're serving you.
It is not manly.
Doesn't taste like anything. What is this? Where's the beef? I mean, besides right here, but where is the other beef?
In my trousers, apparently.
Jesus, Elrod!
He's just another chug of the
Elrod
bottle.
Had some to drink. Jeez.
I
Almost
like
seems
this,
insulting
drunk
towards you.
Elrod.
He is fine. He is 2/3 of the way through that bottle.
Yeah, it seems that the farmlands here don't do very well, and that means that they can't raise cattle or anything of the sort very well, and it's really hard to import things when you live on a cliff with a massive cave as the other way in.
Very true.
Well, that's just depressing.
I hope Firebeard has fun with tofu on his ship.
Oh no.
What?
This is all that we're gonna have to eat to go home.
Yup. Well, hopefully, depending on the state of the airship and whether Firebeard stays with us or not, well, maybe we'll be staying somewhere else. Oh, right. We have an airship now. Sort of.
Yes, sort of.
Who says that? Elvira?
Elvira. And Ayleth, I sent you a message.
I know, I'm responding to it right now. I'm in Do Not Disturb so that I don't get the many, many messages of spam that I would normally get from the 127 Discord servers that I'm in.
That sounds like a personal
While
problem.
I'm gonna get up from my stool from being surrounded by the ladies and walk up behind Dorn and Elrod, put my arms around and pull them in close and be like, "Well, eat up on this strange device called tofu. Eat all you can. Eat the tofu and all the pussy you."
That is crude, Koroman.
Yep,
People are my
it is.
friends.
Crude, but not.
Accurate.
Do any of the
entirely
women
wrong.
react to being spoken about like this? How
Well, they
quiet
can't hear
is he
me.
being?
It's on the down low. I lean down.
Oh,
and
okay,
I pulled you
okay.
guys in.
You
It's-
just said you
it's a
put your arm
small-
around him. I
No,
assumed
put
it wasn't
both
like
arms
that.
like I put you guys both kind of like little mini headlocks and kind of pulled you all in tight and be like, "Yeah, eat up the tofu and all the pussy."
That's
Cormon's
crude.
drunk and crude, and he's been wrestling and exhibitioning, and he's a little rowdy.
Let's say,
As soon as you say that last word, Zalia like leans forward and just meows.
Oh my.
Figuratively, not literally speaking.
you can have that one, Koroman. He just whispers up to you
You
and
see
just
Molly hop up on the table, like point her stat or what did she use, Jeff? She had a dagger, right?
She
First
had a-
time for
She had a
everything.
crossbow and a
Oh,
dagger.
crossbow. She like unsheaths her dagger and points at Azalea. That one's mine.
Who does she point
Oh,
at?
whoa.
Azalea. The
I mean,
druid.
there's a lot of him. I mean, I guess you could share.
Don't. No, not literally, Molly. No, we're not gonna be. You're not gonna. No. Don't hurt
Quote,
anybody.
quote, dagger.
Sorry, quote.
It's not even. She's
I
so
don't know.
short. It's not even probably a dagger. It's like a knife.
Oh my
Oh, you know, size
Pocket
is a
knife.
matter of perspective.
Are you
Molly,
telling me
this-
she pulled out her handy dandy Swiss Army with a can opener attachment?
Yep.
That's not what he means, Molly.
All right, Coromon's gonna go back to his seat. Around all the little
Good.
flexing along the way.
Elrod just kind of forgot to put his shirt back on. He's just kind of leaning on the table, staring, holding the bottle, making like a funny face and thinking about a lot of things. Ay.
As y'all continue your conversations back and forth, Molly's idle threats towards Zalia. Hog's wife is going to reappear and say, "So, with the influx of people from the airship, there seems to be a lot more people in need of rooms tonight, so I'm running low really quick. How do y'all want to stay?"
Elrod kind of shuffles his shirt back on. Hey, listen, you and I were already gonna do one. Right? Yes, I think we said yes.
Wait, do we already have a room?
Yeah,
Umbra offered to
you've
share
already
room
got a
with
room.
me.
I'm not sharing a room with him for.
Where's the
Dorn.
honeymoon suite?
Why don't we bunk up together, Dorn?
Oh, that could
With how
only
many
go
people are
well.
here?
But sure.
With how many people are here, they
Awesome.
need to split the rooms any way they can.
I think as a matter of
makes-
safety, Molly should come with us, Koroman. Considering she's up to his knee.
Yeah, this is so weird.
We have 5 rooms left. One of them already... There were 6, but one belongs to the little halfling here and his 2 friends. So we have 5, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of y'all.
I'll take the 5 ladies with me, and you guys can have the rest of the rooms.
Koroman.
Uber gives Ayleth a squeeze. I've got this one with me.
Koroman, I have a very good memory. I assure you. I will remember all your swaggering. Next time a Hydra tries to rip off your Johnson.
Rod is appearing, everyone.
He just needs to get drunk.
And I'll put it back on with heal.
He just
Whoa.
glares over at you slowly. What? What did I say? Anyway,
You're saying how
No one
how
talks
adorable
about
your
removing
hair
my
looks in
Johnson.
this light.
yeah, that. Umbra, fine, you can crash with us.
No, I'm crashing with her. You're not crashing with me. You don't like me.
I'm over it. Okay?
Elrod, you can share my room, Elvira speaks up.
Okay. Wait, no. That was,
Molly's like
Okay.
clinging to Corman. I'm in his room.
this is getting weird.
Yep, well, this will be interesting. Let's go.
Oh no. He
Nope.
misses. He goes to drink
Nope.
from the bottle again. Fucking misses.
It just-
Goes all over his oiled up chest.
Yeah, apparently all the liquor that you've been
Erod?
holding on to just hit you all at once.
Elrod finally just face plants into the table.
Sorry, I was only half here. How's everybody getting broken down?
Well, Ayleth and
Me
Ubra
and
sharing
you
a
are
room.
in a room.
Elvira's gonna take Elrod, who's just promptly passed out on the table all of a sudden, and Taliba's gonna go with them, of course, because Elvira didn't let her sleep with anybody else, because she's a kid.
Taliba's like Elrod's niece. Step niece, right.
She's a literal kid.
Mhm.
I like how you clarify that with the Taliba, but you're like forcing the midget, like child-sized girl on the giant. Like,
Hey, you rolled with it. She was originally affixed to Elrod.
He's not wrong.
I literally stood in the middle and hit perception. I'm like, which one of these is falling for the muscle flexing? And you're like, ooh, the baby. It's like, okay.
Molly's
It would have been hard to try to woo someone else with Koromon's charisma.
But that's what I was trying to do, and the DM was like, here, have the
You've got the
3 foot
fangirl
tall
character. She fangirled over Elrod last time they met because he was a hero. Like, she would not let go of him, just like she's
Well,
doing to
any
Cormac.
port in a storm. Let's do this.
She's also 20. She's a
my
halfling.
God. Don't hurt Molly.
I don't think that. Well, I mean, he's got
That's
oil.
what Elrod mumbles.
He's
Don't
got
hurt
oil.
Molly.
Jesus Christ.
God damn it!
I
I
hate
can't believe I
this
fucking
oil.
said that.
Right? This has gotten like so fucking off kilter.
These are some of the best
God, I'm
nights
gonna
of
fuck that
D&D.
mood.
These are some of the
Not
best
gonna
nights.
lie, he's gonna wake up, and I have some rolls to make.
You're gonna-
I'll talk to Miss after. I know Taliba's there. I'll explain later. It'll be funny.
Okay, I was gonna say you're gonna try. So, unless it's specified that the Dragonborn and the elf are going to sleep, or not sleep, they're gonna stay with the halfling.
Alright.
Yeah, that definitely would have been interesting.
Not gonna lie. Elrod, Elvira, Taliba's the lineup that we had way back when. It is a throwback.
It really is. I don't think Dorn actually has any games, so I think him and Kovan are just gonna hang. It's gonna be like that.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna have so much fun.
Uh-huh.
Comparing,
going up to our
comparing
room, by the
divine
way?
and demonic magic.
The
Oh
demon-
my!
The demon speaker and the one who hates demons. We've
Are
got
we,
the.
are we going up to our room, or are we?
That is up to y'all. You see Ubra kind of segueing Aelith away from the party.
Hey,
I'll go ahead and
Oh, wait, no.
head
Is
to the
Elrod
room.
completely unconscious?
Elrod's being held up by Elvira and Taliba right now.
Ayleth!
Oh my god!
Ayleth!
Huh?
You tell Brother Elrod if she does anything that makes you feel uncomfortable.
Brother
Damn
Elrod.
it.
Brother Elrod!
Okay?
Okay.
Good. Be nice to each other. He just kind of goes limp.
I've
In
never
more
seen him
ways
like
than
No
this before.
time to go limp.
Hey, did you have you heard the rumor about the magical loot that's hidden somewhere in this city?
Do tell.
Oh,
Elrod
I'll tell you all
mumbles
kinds
something.
of things.
Is it a skin
Oh,
loop?
I'd love to hear.
It's hidden in its
I
trousers.
do love stories so much.
I've just heard there's one here. I don't actually know anything about it. I just got here myself. Sorry.
Well, if you have any other stories,
Oh, I've got plenty. We got some about Elrod. I know plenty about Dorn too.
Why does everyone make fun of me? What did I do? I try so hard to be a good friend. I keep you all safe. Everyone teases me. He's like leaning on Elvira now.
Dawn's an interesting one. When I first met them, no one trusted me except Elrod. And then I pointed out how dumb it was for Elrod to trust me, and suddenly Dawn trusted.
That's very true.
He's not actually crying. He's just like making this like weird like.
So,
Never trust an unhonest person.
we'll go for a little bit longer because I want y'all to kind of set up what you want to start with next session. So everybody goes to their respective rooms for the night.
Could I do one thing when we get into the room?
Yes, I'm going to pull the separate rooms into a different
Okay.
chat.
Cool.
Sure.
Thank you.
So we'll start with Ayleth.
Hey.
Let's go down to the other chat.
All right.
It's just
Synchronize.
Umbra's just gonna tell random stories all night. She's not actually gonna try to make any passes at Ayleth. She's just doing it for show.
Okay. I figured as much.
And then she's gonna tell Ellie. She's really gonna like emphasize that like you should play along in the morning when we're around everybody.
You cut out there.
She's gonna emphasize Ayleth if they really want to screw with Elrod's head and some of the others. She should just play along in the morning.
Sure, I suppose.
Oh, it'll be fun.
I mean, if you say so, sure.
All right, excellent.
No harm, no foul.
None at all. I just figured you wanted to get away from the flexing one. And, Elrod seems a little preoccupied with the redhead. The tall one, not the child.
What's their story?
He met her back. She was with them when they came through Swampgate long ago. And were together last time No, she was missing last time they ran into each other, so I don't honestly know. But, there seems to be some kind of spark there, and I'm not sure what's going on.
Oh yeah, I noticed that earlier. It's kind of adorable.
Yes.
He's funny when he gets flustered like that.
He is a bit of a goofball, but his heart's in the right place.
Yeah, he's a good one.
Right, well, enjoy your night.
Ayleth is just gonna like flop over and go to sleep.
It's
Just a question: is Umbra gonna notice that it's strange that she sleeps?
no, Uber doesn't care. That's the thing.
Okay,
I
I
mean,
figured.
She keeps track of all this stuff, but as far as like questioning it, you're with Elrod's
Yeah.
group. She doesn't care.
Okay.
She's actually she's not gonna stick around long after Ayleth lays down. She actually turns around and just leaves the room.
Okay.
Goes to do who knows what.
If she takes anything off of Ayleth, Ayleth is probably not gonna notice.
No, she doesn't. She won't steal from Ayleth.
Alright, should I go back up?
Yes, send down Dorn and Kovan.
Yep, go down. Yep.
Dorn,
brothers
Kovan.
now.
I like it at work.
Ah, here we go. This is the interesting one.
Uh-oh.
So, Kovan, what were you wanting to do before heading up to bed?
Oh, I wanted to go in beforehand. And yeah. Go ahead.
You just wanted to go in before he did?
I did want to go in beforehand. Yeah. When he
Okay.
enters the room, he'll see me sitting there in the dark, waiting,
Okay.
not saying anything,
Okay.
just staring at him.
As Dorn was busy reading his book for a bit, and after he finally decides to head on up, he gets interrupted by Umbra on the way, who's just casually strolled out of the room she's sharing with Ayleth. And she pulls out of her pocket this small eyeball. Dorn, why are you carrying around eyeballs?
You shouldn't have that. And funny story.
I figured. I'm sure you'll catch me up on it sometime, but I thought I was grabbing something a little more fun. Here you go.
No, that is not a party tool. Let me have that, please.
Go right ahead.
He's gonna put it back in.
You usually have so many fun knickknacks on you.
Yeah, that one is not one of them. And please don't ever steal that one again. That one is actually
That
very.
That was a blind pull, and I apologize. And I'm gonna go back to this lovely little halfling thing in here. Half elf. Sorry, there's too many little people around this time.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do, which isn't much.
Yeah,
Half
obviously. Don't start a ritual and bring in a crazy demon.
Yeah.
That sounds like something my brother would do.
Yeah, but he was dumb enough to not set. You know what? Let's not discuss the department.
Have a good night, Dorn.
Yeah.
So
Good
Dorn, you,
night.
you eventually make your way in towards the room that you and Kovan were assigned, and as you open the door, Kovan's just sitting there in the dark, staring at the door.
Hi, Dorn.
Keeping watch.
No. Waiting for you. You know, I do a lot of stuff here, and even though it might have been just a joke and stuff like that, I really don't appreciate, threatening to burn the side of my face off. And I really don't appreciate you taking all of my obvious extreme trauma in light like that. It's probably not the best thing to do.
Yeah, well, I didn't appreciate being referred to as a woman. What's your point?
Well, my point is, I apologize for being a woman, for calling you a woman. Sorry, I misspoke. I apologize for calling. That was pretty funny.
That was funny, but the same character.
That was not a character. I apologize for calling you a woman, and I'd hope I'd get an apology in return for your actions as well.
Apologies. He's
Yes.
looking rather forced in it, but
The words are, I believe, I'm sorry. Which, if I can write them down for you if they're too difficult.
oh no, they're not too difficult. But I think that's where I'll leave.
Okay then. Great talk.
Yeah, great. Go fuck yourself, and he walks out the door.
All right, I get a room all to myself.
All right,
And
so
I will go and oh, I don't have that ritual yet. Never mind. Okay, never mind. I was gonna cast a protective spell on the thing, but I don't have it yet. It's all good. I'll just go to bed.
so do you head back down to the tavern, Dorn?
Do I know which room Umbra?
Yeah, they're right next door.
I'm gonna do a quick little.
Quick little knock.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah, you get that pity set.
As you as you're going to knock on the door, Uber's actually opening the door up and like stepping back out, and you actually end up knocking her on the side of the cheek. What the? What, Dorn?
Okay. What are the chances of you getting some tonight?
I don't know. That's not my thing.
Not not me.
No, I mean her. That's no.
Okay. I need a place to crash, or else I'm going to burn the priest to death. Literally.
I actually was gonna go stalk about the city. You want to go?
Yes, I do.
I really am interested in finding something about that loot that I've heard dropped around. Plus, don't you guys have some like Hydra heads to drop off?
Yeah, they did kind of forget about that, didn't they?
As it's midnight.
That's a little late.
Yeah, that might have to be handled tomorrow.
Well, come on. I know a back way out of here where the others don't see.
You lead.
All right, and she's gonna lead on out, and we'll come back. We'll cycle back through to that in a minute. Send me. Ooh, who do I want?
Uh-oh.
I feel like we're sending people in for detention.
We kind of are.
Send me Sturgens.
Oh, God.
Mr. Sturgens. As the little fangirl has been fawning over you all night. On the way actually up to the room y'all got, she's fallen asleep on your arm, like clutching your arm.
Yeah, I was gonna say either. I was gonna actually suggest Koromon passes out and does fucking literally nothing because I don't know how comfortable I am. How this is pointing, alluding to the weird lolly fucking Japanese.
She's okay. She's not a child.
I know, but Koromon's 7'7" and she's 3'7".
Yeah, no. No, she's just her literal thing is she just obsesses over like very powerful heroes, because she wants to be this
Yeah,
great
so his
powerful hero.
ego loves it.
Yeah, no, she's fallen asleep, so he's welcome to just kind of set her down on the other bed and just go pass out himself. Unless you have anything
Yeah,
else you
exactly.
want
He's still a honorable-ish person. He might be crude and crass, but he's not a fucking chaotic
All right, is there anything else Corman wants to attend to before he goes to bed?
attempt.
Attend to. Like, does he just put her down and then go back to the tavern? Does he want to go out into the city for a little bit? It's like midnight, but that doesn't mean he can't just like go out to get some fresh air or anything like that.
That's not a bad. Yeah, if she's like done, right? He's like, whatever, I'm bored. And the barmaid was saying that there's like a ton of people in there.
Yeah.
Cormine might actually go out and look for more sport and drinking and backflipping and arm wrestling and merry living, loudness and just enjoyment,
Okay.
festive making. He's a raconteur, if you will.
Yeah.
He likes to get weird.
So he's gonna go mingle and maybe find some late
Not
night.
necessarily just
late night
downstairs in the bar. He
shenanigans
might
to get into.
He might go hooting and hollering out on the streets and some other places as well too.
Yeah, see if he can find some late night fun to get into.
If there
To show
aren't any passed out halflings to have sex. Jesus.
He can make his way over towards. Let's see. He's gonna eventually kind of make his way towards, from the inn straight out towards the palace itself, where there seems to be. You kind of notice he's gonna notice people going in and out of the palace in little bits. As he kind of wanders over there, he comes across this group, and they're all soldiers, similar to the ones that y'all ran into earlier, but they're all dressed down, and they have like this.
Am I seeing a map somewhere? I'm looking at our map list of maps.
Oh.
I'm not seeing it.
Here, let me do this. Let me tell them it's flipping screens for a second.
Good gravy is such a
Heads up, it's gonna flip to the map for a moment while I'm doing this thing with Koromon.
all right.
There you go. So
Okay.
he can make his way over here to the palace, and when he gets there, he's gonna come across. It's outside the palace walls. There seems to be like a training ground area, and there seems to be this crudely built, like sparring ring set up, and it's like a late night assortment. You see some of the guards there; they're dressed down. You see just some
Perfect.
people that look like just standard civilians. Most of them are shirtless and covered in bruises. Some are bleeding. There's this shady-looking human woman kind of set up at a little booth right outside, right next to it. And then you notice, you also kind of notice off in the distance, you don't know where they're going, what they're doing. You see Umbra and Dorn kind of strolling elsewhere through the city. But what looks to be a late night fight pit is set up right outside the castle walls.
Like where? Just it doesn't matter, I guess.
No, just somewhere in that area.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm obviously drawn to that.
On your way over there, you pass a well, and you pass this giant statue of Melora, who is
Honk, honk.
another goddess. She's a goddess of the seas and the sky, I believe. I will have to reference that. Not that Cormon cares too much about that.
Yeah, not really.
So he's going to continue his way over. There's just this rowdy little group going on. There's actually, when you get there, there's two people there actually sparring as it's going on. And you hear the hoots and the hollers of the people.
Put my quarter up there. I got next.
And you approach the little booth, and this this human woman's there. She's got like short crop pixie kind of cut black hair. She's missing a few teeth that look like, not like from rot or anything, look like they've been punched out. And she says, Hey, you're that guy.
Fighter's grin.
Yeah, it is. You're that guy from earlier today with that group. We heard about you, the big old causing a ruckus over the tests.
Yeah, you heard about me. Haha.
Yeah, I did. Care to step into the ring?
Well, yeah, let's go.
There's a pot going right now. The first fellow to win 3 fights in a row wins the pot. It's about 500 gold right now.
I like those kind of odds. Let's do it.
Do you care to add anything to the pot?
I'm really tempted to like bet my belt.
You've got your belt, you've got your ring.
Yeah, I'm looking at like total in gold says 10,802. It says I have 500 gold on.
Yeah.
Well, how does the betting work? Do I put like 1 in and it's just
You just want to put
501? Do I
add an amount to the
match
pot
it?
for your own. If
Yeah, but
if
it
Cormon actually asks her, she's going to say whatever you put in, the house will match. It'll get added to the overall prize pool.
All right, yeah, I'll throw I'll throw my 500 gold in there. I don't care. If there's 500 gold in the thing, I'll be like, yeah, I'm feeling all jazzed up. We had a good day. I'm drinking and flexing, and
So
I'm gonna drop my 500 gold.
you just drop your pouch of gold right on the table, and she just kind of, her eyes go wide. A true adventurer. Well, that's going to bring the pot up to 1,500, because we're going to match that, of course. She gives out this sharp whistle. Hey, you two out of the ring. We got a new challenger here. You just
This is like reminding me from the movie Troy when he's like gregarious and the fucking giant guy comes.
And so they make room for you. Yeah, that'll work. And so, as you approach the ring, she says, "And your name, sir?
Sorry, what'd you say?
Your name?
Coromon Colamanco.
Coromon Colamanco. As added to the pot, he's handed a wealthy amount, so we're going to kick you two losers out of here because neither of you want to fight tonight. He's going to step into the ring and he's going to take the fighter's challenge. Should he defeat 3 of our strongest guards, he will win the now 1,500 gold pot. And you hear the crowd cheer and roar. They're actually pretty excited at the amount of wealth that's on the line here. Nobody's ever bet that much. Let's do this. And so you step into the ring, you're doing your whole flexing and your everything going on, and the first guy steps in. He's this scrawny little looking guard, but he looks light on his feet, and he's actually bouncing about the ring as it's going on. And so, very similar to fights you've been in before, there's somebody walking around with a bell. And all they do is as they...
With a bell?
Yeah, like a ding. And you hear the ding, and immediately just Cormon instincts kick in. And you charge. Roll a basic attack. I'm going to keep it simple. You only need your basic attack button.
Power attack or anything like that?
Whatever you want. And so you go charging at this guy, and as you rear back in a familiar old style of fighting comes back to you, you've been using a lot of punches and kicks and very direct, harmful things, and as this guy tries to duck under you, you swing up under with your arm and like clothesline him up into the air. And as he's in the air, roll another basic attack.
God, I hope I don't kill this guy.
Okay. He's flying up in the air, and you rear back with as you let go with him. You him up with both hands underneath him, just give him this nice gut punch. In which you hear the oh as the wind comes out of him, and as he's falling back down, you grab him with both arms and just suplex him behind you. And in the blink of an eye, this guard who seems to rely a lot on agility is out cold.
Oof. Flexing continues.
And the crowd is ooh and ah and hooting and hollering, and they're almost in awe at how fast you've beaten this guy.
Perfect.
Perfect. And so the next, as he's a few of the guards come in and drag him out of the ring, and the next set walks in. This he's a little more bulky. He looks actually similar to one of the guards that y'all interacted with earlier. And the bell goes off again.
You said he looks similar to the guy earlier?
Yeah, at the gates earlier today. And again, the bell goes off, and you get that Corbin just gets that instinct again.
Oh, he's dead. I killed him.
He comes charging at you. He's rearing his fist back, and as he swings a punch, Corbin just grabs it out of the air and just holds it. It's similar to what you see in those fighting movies. The kung fu movies where they just push on the arm down to his knees, and then Corbin just pushes him there. He's down on his knees. He just rears back his right leg, and the whole flat of his foot goes driving into the guy's chest, and you hear this crack.
Yeah, I mean, we're fighting. We're not murdering. This is scaring
No,
me a little.
you're not murdering them.
Okay.
I mean, there's no armor, there's no nothing. Yeah, these are just
Okay.
simple guards against a well-trained hero. And he like falls back. He's clutching his chest. He gives you a thumbs up.
That's a good one.
I forfeit. And he's probably dragged out of the ring. Finally, you hear this strain of these crude makeshift ropes as they as this final.
It's going to be a cave troll.
This final guy comes wandering in, and he's hefty. He's not quite your height, but he's built like you are. He's got a solid gut to him, and he let's see.
Finally, it looks like a challenge. Oops.
I need the right music for this. There it is. That'll work. Okay. As he steps into the ring, the bell rings. And off goes Cormon and this guy.
Fucking techno beat down this music.
It says Street Fighter V Bison's full theme, so we'll see.
Oh, that's awesome.
And as you rear back, you go to kind of like close like the first guy. And he meets you right in the middle of it. You both crash arms together, and you're rolling athletics. Okay. You're pushing again, similar to how your arm wrestling matches go. Eventually, the wonderful power of that oil that you love so much, you start to win the advantage as he can't keep his grip on you or anything, and eventually you overpower him and you grip your arm around him in a hold. Roll an attack.
Yeah, Crisco!
1, 2, 3 punches the guy's face, and he finally breaks free and stumbles back. He's bleeding from the lip, and he just kind of wipes it off and then licks the blood off of his finger. Come on, this is what you got.
Uh-oh, powering up.
And he comes swinging at you this time. As he rears back, you again, just like the last guy, you catch his fist out of the air.
Nope.
And you probably count. This guy, being as big as he is, he didn't quite succumb to the same strength as you did before, so you're going to just rear back and make another attack at him. Again, you find as you're trying to push him down, he's not succumbing, so you finally just rear back with your other fist and bring your fist right up under his chin, and you hear the clock of his jaw like dislodging itself.
Oof.
And he stumbles back, and his jaw's all dislocated, and he's kind of looking a little woozy now. But he takes this deep breath and he just comes charging at you one last time. Roll
Wait,
athletics.
Are we in a ring?
You're in a
Are there
ring.
ropes?
Yes.
I want to do the fucking Randy Savage elbow on his.
As he comes charging at you, you go running backwards away from him. And then you pull back off the ropes and you come flying back at him. In the air, you do your wonderful monk leap. Smack elbow right to his already dislodged jaw. And you just like in the slow motion fight scenes, you see his head turn one way, his jaw's going the other. Tooth goes flying out with blood falling behind it. Do they have this Street Fighter dying sound? All they do. And you hear this noise from him as you make contact with that final hit. And he lands with a heavy thud. And you see his jaw just moving.
Here we go. Look at that gif.
Yeah. Pretty similar. His jaw is like flopping as he lands.
Gross.
And you get to stand up, you raise your arms, the crowd's cheering for you. And the woman at the and this has taken roughly about half an hour to an hour by now. I mean, we did it quick, but it's been drawn out.
Yeah.
She comes walking back out into the ring with 3 bags of gold now. She holds them up. Champion of Relport, Corman!
Oh, Koromon is excited.
And she disappears again back over to the thing, and she pulls out this leather belt. It's not very well made. I mean, this isn't a very fancy or rich town. They have some money, obviously, but it's a leather belt. It's brown. It's got silver studs in it with a big silver plaque right in the middle of it. To the first person to ever actually win Fight Night, I present to you a champion's belt.
Yeah!
It's just a decorative belt.
Oh,
But much like the wrestlers do, you sling it over your shoulder. You've got the gold in one hand. You're holding the belt up with the other. And Cormon's night ends on a high, as he's won in this makeshift fighting pit, gotten a new belt, and he heads back to the inn. Very, very much richer. You can set your gold to 1,500 now. Richer with a new trophy, and promptly goes. And despite all the adrenaline, he did take 3 straight fights back to back. You just hear the creak of the bed as he plops his massive body down onto it. And he's out like a light.
Yeah, that's I mean, if you can't bed women, then he's gonna want to bang fists to.
Yep. Send me down the weasel. You're done. Hello.
Nice shake with. Oh, am I already separate? Okay, hi.
Yeah, you're with me. So each of them's kind of had a small interaction. Corbin went out, got in a fight.
Okay, well, I got in a fight. Okay, well, that's not everyone else's assumption.
You and your traveling partners have the option of retiring up to bed, or you guys can go explore the city a little bit. It is midnight. You guys,
In the city?
yeah, it's midnight in the city.
How much we haven't checked out town yet?
You guys have been there like half the day, so you've kind of been lounging about. It's really whatever you want to do.
Let's see if we can check out the town.
Okay, you head on outside and you recall the. You see the city out and about. You see off in the distance towards the castle. What seems to be, as you're kind of wandering past the statue of the goddess Melora. Which all 3 of you, as you're walking by, just kind of look up at it. in slight disgust because despite your beliefs about the Emperor, you've never known any other goddess besides Taya.
Right. So we
So
all still believe Ty is the god.
yeah, you just kind of look up at it with slight distaste and slight like uncertainty of who that even is, and so. But as you guys kind of wander past the palace, you see what seems to be like the remnants of a makeshift fighting ring that's being cleaned up and packed away. It's just a really crude like fighting arena. And you continue on down. There's a market to the south. That's all the shop. You know, their stalls. They all have their booths dropped down and stuff. There really isn't much going on in town. It's just nice to get out, get some fresh air after kind of the chaotic night that you guys seem to have stumbled into with this random group. Um, Sora and Zaylee are kind of quiet as they follow along, leaving you to your thoughts. If you wish to engage in conversation with them, you may. Other than that, you kind of take the time to just wander the city, get a feel for it. There is an airship off to the north, just kind of parked on the edge, very most edge of the cliff, and the cliff is like 500 yards away. I mean, it's a good distance, but you can see this massive airship parked and just kind of floating there.
Okay. So not much of the heroes I was expecting.
They are a bit different, but they match the descriptions, sir. This is Sora talking. Zalia, doesn't talk much. Sora's actually been the one who has opened up more and grown more to talking to you like another traveler, because you've also been helping her enhance her arcane abilities along the way because you needed
Like
to fight.
Eagle.
Yeah. Yeah. Zyla is just kind of resigned to the fact that she's stuck not being able to go back home. But that said, she's enjoyed being out traveling as she's a druid.
Right.
But she just kind of seems more off in her own little head.
Yeah.
Yes, but they do match the
So-
descriptions, and I could sense the magic from the half breed and the human, the one in the cloak. She's referencing Elrod and Dorn. They were very powerful arcanists.
Yes, the one in the cloak. He seemed very to himself.
Yes, I got that vibe as well. Very, very hot-headed. I bet he focuses a lot on fire.
Yes. Well, we just need to keep an eye on all of them.
I think as long as
See
we
if
don't,
we can fit in perfectly.
I think we will be all right as long as we don't do something to piss them off.
Well, we don't plan on doing that. We all have our goal in the end.
Yes. So what is our goal, sir?
For now, we serve the Emperor. Later, plans may change. As long as you stay loyal to me, I will build you as powerful as I can get you.
I'm all for that. And Zalia finally pops up and goes, "So, we're really gonna go through with all this, huh?" And by now you've explained, you've earned their trust, and they've earned enough of your trust that you've kind of let them in on exactly who you are within the palace and the group that you work with. Actually, the infiltration stuff. You haven't told them everything, but they are aware at this point that you serve the Emperor out of the necessity that you have to, not necessarily because you're loyal to him, but because the only way to get what you want to achieve is to do what is asked of you as of right now. So they know that there's a bigger plan beyond just doing this to help the Emperor.
Right. What's the matter, Zelia? You scared?
Well, a little bit. He's blessed by Taya herself.
Even Taya could have made a mistake.
Both, well, not Sora so much. I mean, Sora knows Taya, but she's not from that city, so while had Taya driven into her mind, she is more of a little shocked that you said that, but it's Zayla who's a little more taken aback, like, that's blasphemy, sir.
Overall, we still serve the goddess.
I
But we
understand. You think perhaps he's gone corrupt with power?
Yeah.
I see.
I think he doesn't know who he is.
I see. It's amazing because outside of the whole slavery thing, and both of them kind of sigh, uh, the city has grown so much under his rule.
Has it been a positive one? Other cities burning outside of town? Other alliances dying? All for his greed of power? Why else would we be here?
This is true. Do you think he's going to send orders to... I mean, clearly these people that we're with are quite powerful if he wants you to help ensure that they can finish off the rest of the sorcerers. Do you think he will be sending orders ahead should he find out the news that we're successful?
I do not think he will send anyone. As long as we do our job. He won't take the risk of exposing us.
Well, I mean, sir, more of... Do you think if we are successful, do you think he's going to ask us to remove the ones who removed his problem? Because if they beat...
I don't know.
If they can beat 6 of them, do you think he'll be a little scared they might come for him now that they're aware of him? Or... I just kind of...
Only time will tell. They've never been to the Sutherland, so...
That is true. I'm just concerned for all our safety, sir. I apologize.
Well, if this group is as powerful as the tale has been told, I don't think we have anything to worry.
Very well. I will continue to follow you then. As we've also never not come across any other druids, unfortunately. Out of the two that have been traveling with you, Xylia is the one who's not quite grown quite as powerful as Sora has. Mostly because you don't really know how to help her. All her style of... Yeah, her style of magic is foreign to you because it's not arcanic. It's natural magics, blessings from the goddesses, and various natural spirits and stuff. You've done what you can to help her try to hone it in, but she's still very... She gets caught up in her form, you know, if she turns into a cat, she acts like a cat she'll act like a cat, stuff like that. She's still strong in her own right, she just hasn't come quite as far as Sora has. Sora is now commanding, like, reached the point where she can conjure, like, blizzards and stuff like that.
Right.
You know, she's shifted her focus purely to frost magic. She's even quit using that spectral claw that she used to summon. She's turned in everything as she's gotten power over this element. She's able to control beings with it, slow them down, freeze them in place, stuff like that. So she's definitely been the more advantageous of the two to have around.
Right. Well, yeah, maybe we'll run. Maybe one of the group members will have someone to.
Perhaps.
So that we will look forward to.
As y'all kind of stop, you kind of end up over here near this farmland down here to the right, and as was mentioned earlier, they have farmland, but none of the crops really look like they're doing well. I mean, they're on a cliffside with no real natural water or anything here, so they're very reliant on the weather. So now you can kind of see why they never had to rely on tofu or some form of whatever tofu might be for this place. You guys kind of take a minute, you glance up to the stars, and you've never seen the northern hemisphere's layout of the stars before. You see constellations that are new to you. You see the 3 moons in a way that just the positioning seems a little bit slightly different. It's not really different, but just they're slightly more like north of you than they are more like near the horizon and stuff like that. And then you guys all kind of see something off in the distance. It's very, very small. It's like looking at a very small star. But unlike the stars in the sky, and it's a clear sky, it's, you know, there's no light pollution or anything in this. It's dark, you can see everything. There's just this one strange green circle. And it doesn't shimmer like any of the stars, but it's there. And just staring up at it, you get this sort of chill that runs down your spine. You don't know what it is, you don't know what caused it. It is a little chilly outside because it's late at night. But just as you glance over and you're all 3 of your eyes kind of focus on this It's almost like it draws your eyes to it despite how small it is. You kind of get this little chill. And as soon as it was in your vision, it seems to suddenly it's still there in your peripherals, but almost as much as you locked on it, your eyes suddenly focus on something else around it, like a star or something else. It's just this little green like orb, way off, who knows how far away in the sky. And that's what y'all kind of have your conversation. You make your way back and settle in for the night.
Okay.
And that is the end of your personal session here. So let's go join the others.
Then the other set. Oh, you're back.
Yes.
Oh,
So
my turn.
who's left? Oh,
Me.
Elrod is left. You're right. Okay, come on.
Oh.
You're passed out drunk in bed. Good night.
I rolled a 30 on a 35 and
Oh, no.
oh.
So,
Okay.
you have the choice of Taliba gets tucked into bed. She's put into bed. Elvira has no ifs, ands, or buts about that. The
Yes.
two of you are still awake. You're a little out of it, but she asks if perhaps you'd like to take a walk.
That is exactly
your
what he was
head?
going to
Okay.
propose.
Actually, I need Sturgans for half a second because there's something I meant to. I did it for
Sure.
Weasel, but I didn't do it for him.
Oh, I can hop out.
Ah, no,
I'll
I'll
hop
bring him in at the end.
Huh? What?
I'll bring him in at the end. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna give y'all all the same spiel at the end just as a reminder.
Sure.
So you guys head out for a little walk. You actually see off in the distance, down towards this area, you see what looks like Umbra and Dorn off walking and chit-chatting. You actually catch a glimpse of Koromon walking to this side of the statue. He's got a belt over his shoulder and pouches of gold in his hand as you're passing by. On
And
this.
he's alone?
Yeah, and you're passing by on this side.
Okay.
And as you're passing by, you see the statue of Melora.
Uh-huh.
And it's very regal, it's very done up. It's one of the nicer looking things in town. You
Mm.
continue on your path, and as you get to about right here, you see the makeshift remnants, and it's being packed away of what looked like a small fighting arena. And now you kind of get the idea, huh, that's where Cormon came from.
Oh, that's where he went.
And so you just kind of continue your way here. Off in the distance, way up here, you catch a glimpse, and you can kind of see up on the cliff, and it's like 500, 600 yards away. I mean, it's a good distance.
Mhm.
You see the airship, and it's massive. It's easily the size of Firebeard's ship, if not a little bigger. It's got massive sails. You see these crude, like, mechanical devices attached to the side of it.
Mhm.
And you see people going off and on of it. It's like in small waves, almost like tons of adventurers, soldiers, and the like are there.
Mm.
And as you just kind of continue, you and Elvira are out, kind of just walking, perusing, catching some fresh air, and finally catching up outside of the chaos of the bar.
Mm. Okay.
Where is Talos, Elrod?
Bridget, he went back home. I think he'd be decently coherent by now, given his endurance.
Yeah.
Bridget, he stayed. He stayed with Remuse. He was offered the princess's hand in marriage for us clearing the demons out of the town, or devils, Umbra's brother.
Ah, yes.
It was
That was part. You could take a few minutes to actually tell her what all happened there, how you
Yes.
guys appeared and these devil creatures had infiltrated the town, taking out the priestesses of Sihadin, who
Mhm.
had all been slain in their temple, and Umbra's brother Skamos, and how you guys had to fight him and his little band of adventurers, and the only one who ended up
Yes.
alive out of them all was Umbra.
Mhm.
And you guys weren't even sure if you could trust her, but she held up her word about not telling her brother that you guys had shown up, and all that.
Cool.
I see. Taliban was looking forward to seeing him again.
Ooh, I want to make sure I tell him that if I see him before. Sure, he'll be amused with that.
Well, she has his sword, and of course, all the little training he did with her, she put it to very good use.
Good.
They
That's
keep-
good to hear.
We drove out the Kinku. Not
Mm.
drove out, but we helped the halflings secure enough portion of the forest that they've started rebuilding above ground.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yes, Lady Halfwood is sends her regards and her thanks. But, this airship went passing by the port one day and sent in a few messengers just to see if they could recruit. None of the halflings came along for obvious reasons. They're in the middle of their own thing.
Hmm.
But we thought that as a chance to get out, that everything seemed where it needed to be, and so we used that airship as a way to continue on our journey, finding out they were coming this direction. And we're very thankful that we ended up in the same place y'all did.
Right. It's a blessing to see you all again. I was very worried. And with the necromancer and everything. Oh, he's dead, by the way. I don't know if you ever got my letter.
I did.
Good.
Well done. Thank you for finally writing me back. She gives a smirk.
Sorry about that.
I've missed you
I know-
terribly, Elrod.
Have you?
Yes.
He makes a drunken little smirk. I've missed you too.
You're the hero of my city. Why would I not miss you?
Chuckles. I wanted to do some make a joke out of it, do like the rod rolls, but he using Inta's charisma. But no, I'm sorry, I'm just getting tired.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like I want to, but I can't think of anything clever.
So Elrod cracks. Just roll a charisma check.
Sure. Just straight charisma?
Yeah. Ah.
That's actually really good for
What, the particular joke that Elrod comes up with finds Elvira laughing. She actually eventually drapes an arm around Elrod's waist as y'all walk. About the comments related to Archon earlier, nothing actually happened. Talibas picked up a lot of crude things from some of the halflings.
I mean, you, well, I'm glad. Well, not glad, but, you know what I mean,
She just kisses him on the cheek.
he's red again.
Shut up, Elrod.
That's probably for the best.
Yes.
He'll actually throw his arm around her, and he'll just be led wherever they're going.
Y'all kind of wander out into these crude farmlands down here to the southeast. And you guys can kind of see now why they're reliant on the tofu-style food. The crops don't look very good. The fields aren't very well tended. They look pretty dried up. There's a reason the hay seems to be their biggest crop here.
What a shame. I
And you
feel
guys-
like if... Oh, sorry.
Elvira just kind of leads Elrod on through some of the fields there, off several good distance away from the town, and finally just tugs him to sit down as she sits down as well to look up at the stars.
For once, he's showing a little bit of spine, and he'll just kind of like, assuming she doesn't push him away. Are they like laying down next to just looking up
They're
at the
just
sky?
yeah, just laying down, looking up at
He's
the sky.
gonna keep his arm around her and just hug her. Actually, being a man for once after all that everything's happened.
You know, my style of magic, my particular path, it usually takes people ages to earn the trust and the abilities that they can as a so-called invoker.
Now,
And
did he? Sorry.
he's been aware that the old group was aware that she had styles of magic related to holy combat that was not common to most humans because it's a path most humans aren't able to be around long enough to invoke.
Right. And I remember it coming up a couple times. I don't remember if he actually ever questioned it openly.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
But Saloon chose me. And it's strange as she told me how our world is young. We're not the only world out there, she said.
Hmm.
It's just strange to think. You know?
Yeah.
We have all this chaos and everything going on here, but it's just a small speck in everything that's out there.
It's magnificent, but
There's-
also terrifying.
As y'all are kind of just stargazing, your eyes are scanning the sky. You see the three moons, etc. And as you guys are kind of eyeing the sky, your eyes are drawn almost unnaturally. They're drawn towards this small green dot, sitting in the middle of these massive shimmering, like larger shimmering stars. There's a smaller green dot. In our terms, it would look more like a planet, as it doesn't really shine or anything. But to them, it's just this odd celestial body. And as your eyes both lock onto it almost simultaneously, you feel a shiver run down your spines. And as that shiver finishes, almost as quickly as your eyes locked on it, it seems to have ended up in your peripheral. Your eyes are almost instantly drawn to it and then immediately forced away to look at something else in the sky.
So our eyes are torn to another part of the sky.
Yeah, almost immediately as that chill hits.
Oh, so we look away from it, or we're looking at something else?
Away from it.
Assuming you saw that.
You felt the chill too.
Yes.
It's weird, it was somewhere in that direction. She kind of points towards that direction, but she never seems to turn her gaze back that way.
Something foul. I'm afraid, probably. Most likely. With how things have been going, I'm sure it'll be a problem someday.
Perhaps.
Well, whatever it takes. Whether our realm is young or old, I'm not going to just let these interdimensional travelers, whatever they are, come and take it. It's ours. Kind of snuggles up against her, legs sleepily, but not falling asleep.
Yeah.
And
She kind of nudges him back awake. Elrod.
yes, no one's going to be hurting my home, our home, so I'm glad I'm around. I try, do everything I can.
She
Keep you all
places
safe.
she places her finger on his lips and just kind of says his name again, and I think you can get the segue there.
Ooh,
And
woo!
that's it for your session.
My boy! Okay, good. I'm very excited. Although I can't. I'm gonna keep this secret. Everyone was a little. They weren't telling us everything that happened, but they were a little forthcoming with details.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep this secret.
That means I speak French. This is all I could think of.
No one's allowed to watch the VODs.
Well, everyone's allowed to watch the VODs because I'm sure everybody
No.
wants to see what happened. For everybody.
Skip over Elrod.
So, something I forgot to mention for Dorn and for Strugans is as you guys were out kind of doing your thing out in the city that you were doing, at some point your gaze kind of fell over the sky. And you kind of took a moment just to, Cormon for instance took a moment just to kind of relax, catch his breath before heading back to the inn. So he's just kind of scanning the sky, and as you're watching or glancing about, your eyes are drawn towards a small green dot off in the distance of this strange celestial, almost body. You don't know what it is. It's hidden in kind of amongst this shimmering group of stars, and as your eyes lock onto it, almost as quickly as you lock onto it, your gaze is almost unnaturally forced elsewhere into the sky as this chill runs down your body. Dorn, this is, as it happens, this is the same green dot that Umbra was telling you about. And as Dorn brings it up with her, she actually comments on that.
That's not good.
And so everybody has kind of done their thing out in town. Dorn, you and Umbra, we didn't really touch on yours because y'all's little session was something slightly different. Y'all just kind of peruse the town and catch up.
I made 1,000 gold.
Where do I end up sleeping?
With Kovan.
Oh, come on.
Wherever he chooses.
No hesitation there.
He's already gone.
Well, you could
went
have
to-
slept alone.
You went to bed.
Umbra,
Well, it was either Dorn leaves or he was going to blow a Kovan-shaped hole in the wall.
Umbra says you can, for the sake of the not blowing anybody up. You can stay in their room, but you have to play along with whatever her and Ayleth say in the morning.
Oh yeah, totally gonna go with that.
Okay.
So when you get there, you find Ayleth just sort of sleeping face down on the floor.
Oh, this is the morning?
She didn't even make
Huh.
it into the bed.
I guess I get
Oh
to
no,
bed.
she rolled off the bed.
Oh, okay. This is about 2 in the morning at this point. Everybody's kind of done their thing. With Kovan gone, I'm actually going to go ahead and let this session end there. Sorry it
Okay.
drug on tonight, guys, but you guys were having a lot of fun, and I felt that was a cool way to kind of wrap things up and give everybody their own little bit of story progression.
Or
Because
passed on the
Yes.
floor. I am taking off my clothes and getting in bed.
it's been non-stop
Man.
combat for you guys for the last, 2 months, so y'all needed this. The report will be drawn out a little bit. There's still some stuff going on. Mostly because I have to finish prepping everything related to the airship and what's after. Because it's a lot. A lot.
Oh boy.
Because
I guess I get to learn my character real quick.
Imberwood is the orcs. And you remember what you guys requested way back in the beginning of the campaign?
I wasn't here. What happened?
weren't.
What'd they say?
You and Dorn and Elrod and everybody else wanted a massive war.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
They wanted that.
Yes.
I didn't know what I wanted because it was my first time playing D.
Yes, but as I promised you guys, I would design something up, and we're gonna do that next because it'll buy me plenty of time to finish up the stuff related to the last of the 6. But I look forward to
Oh
it.
man.
I'll explain it over the next week or 2 as y'all get ready to actually head that way. Exactly how it's all gonna work. I hope you guys enjoyed all the cameos. I figured y'all were
My
starting
God,
to catch.
yeah, it was awesome.
I thought y'all might start catching on something big was about to be coming as it is, because everybody's back. Not everybody, but most everybody has made an
Fucking
appearance tonight.
Smash Bros theme. Everyone is here.
Dorn is gonna walk through the massive army with a flamethrower. It's gonna be wonderful.
We're just missing 2 people now. 3 people.
You're missing Talos.
And Ark.
We're missing Talos. We're
Oh,
missing.
miss. I got to talk to you about the whole Talos thing. Fucking, we had some side chats, crazy backstories and shit.
Oh God.
It was amazing.
Mhm.
This was the best RP development night where we came up with the Rod and how he's gonna have this crazy sexual charged fucking Spanish fly alter ego. But now I love this. This was so great. This gets totally developed. So Talos seems to be so similar, organically for some reason, to Koromon, right? We talked about how Koromon was actually wasn't exactly fully Goliath, and he has a normal human skin tone, but he's the size of a Goliath, and he doesn't have the natural nubbiness, all the little characteristics. So he's half Goliath, right? So we came up with the fact that Talos and Koromon are half brothers.
Oh God!
Bum bum bum.
My
Jesus
God.
Christ!
They're both 30.
You know it, dude.
This is great.
That is totally and completely up to you two.
Canon.
Oh, I'm so down. I love it.
It just
Canon.
works.
Just works.
And since
So-
Talos didn't even know his family, he was just kind of on the streets.
So is Talos' dad this Mr. Armstrong culmination of everything masculine
Oh,
from every
dude.
media
Oh,
ever?
my
So-
God.
What if Talos and Koromon's dad is what's possessing Elrod the Rod? It's like sexual machismo. It's all coming around. Full
Spoilers. It's also Elrod's dad.
It's also Elrod's dad. Yeah, Edmund is everyone's dad.
Hold your-
Elrod's dad got around. You thought his
Oh
mom was
my
the meanie?
God, we're all
Yeah.
That's why his mom really left.
Hold your,
Because his dad was a shit.
hold your
This
thoughts for
is
just
some
a second.
Final Fantasy VIII shit right here.
Hold your thoughts for
Oh.
half a second. I'm gonna stop the stream, and I don't want to spoil anything
Okay.
we talk about here.
Night,
Okay.
everybody.
Goodbye.
Everyone, thanks for hanging out.
God. That would